A very good afternoon and welcome to our transmission. Okay, I think let's see if we are live now or not. Okay, I think we are. Let's edit this. This is not what we're talking about. The date time is wrong. It's 27 today. Okay. Okay, and welcome to our Zoom conversation. Topic tí mo fẹ́ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí òun kọ́ ló wà lórí conversation here. We're going to share the link of the Zoom out in just about a few minutes. And we're going to start letting people to join as well. So let me welcome us. Yeah, and I think that is my own camera that is on. We welcome those of you that are going to be watching us right now. The topic needs to be updated. The streaming bitrate is low. We recommend that. As you're joining us, I say happy Friday and welcome to the live transmission. So let me review some of what I have on I have quite a lot of things open. So we need to take those down so that we can have more rooms for the program. Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, mo kí yín bẹ́ ṣe ń wọlé, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Mo kí ọmọdé, mo kí àgbàlagbà. Mo dẹ̀ kí arúgbó. A máa share link tí a fi ń ṣe program yìí síta in just about a few minutes. So that ẹ tó bá fẹ́ join wa lórí Zoom, ẹ lè láǹfààní àti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. But we are still working on a few things. I think the connection is not too bad. It's okay. My name is Olami Koiki, and also one of the campaigner for Yoruba Nation program. So the link is going to be out. So Fentoba Fe join Walori Zoom Tan Shilawolowoi. You are more than welcome to participate. And you are more than welcome to also come and share your own engagements as we continue the campaign for Yoruba Nation. The question is, can Tinubu dismantle Nigeria in the next 18 months? And should we allow everyone that doesn't want Yoruba Nation to hold us back? So that is the conversation. It's just 5 o'clock local time in London. And as I welcome us into that conversation, I say good afternoon, good evening for those of you that have joined us already. If you're joining me for the very first time, the platform is called Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorsteps. Moki Bugualen Konsi. So the link for the Zoom is going to come on the screen in just about a few minutes. I can walk certain things YORUBA. All other platforms will also be live in just about a few minutes as well. The topic is, will Tinubu dismantle Nigeria within the next 18 months? ìyẹn mo fẹ́ kí ẹ wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí ẹ̀yin ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n tí ẹ ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ṣé President Bola Tinubu lè dismantle Nigeria àbí ó fẹ́ fix Nigeria so that Nigeria remains as one block? Kí lẹ̀yin rò? Yoruba Nation campaign la gbé dání and nothing else more than that. Èní ni 27th day of the month of October. October náà ó ti fẹ́ lulẹ̀ báyìí. Link yẹn ti ń bọ́ síta fún àǹfààní tó bá fẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Zoom. Ẹ láǹfààní àti click lórí Zoom yẹn. The link for the Zoom will be coming on the screen. And I want us to come and join me. Let us participate. The Yoruba Nation campaign continue, and we must say to many people that that is the only option we have now, is to exit this contraction called Nigeria. Nigeria is not designed to work, and it is never going to work. So if you want to join this conversation, the Zoom link is now out. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún béèrè lọ́wọ́ ara wa. Are we going to ever come out of Nigeria? And if we're going to come out of Nigeria, what do we need to start doing right now? So, gbogbo yẹn ni mo fẹ́ kájọ sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí while I'm preparing to start all other platforms. I welcome us for the benefit of those that are joining us for the first time. Yoruba Nation is a movement, and that movement continues to strive very, very strong. So, and if you're going to join the Zoom, you have to have a proper account. Proper account. So, to register Zoom in that, you will not likely be able to get into the Zoom conversation. But about any account, only darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Zoom. So it's not open for everybody, but for those that have a proper full Zoom account. While we are preparing the presentation for this afternoon, we are also going to open all other platforms. We open the phone line as well. We need a lot of engagement. So we just have to prepare the ground. A very good afternoon and welcome to the live transmission. Olayemi Koiki is my name, and I appreciate those of you that have joined us and those that will be watching it later as well. Yoruba Nation is not going back, and it is definitely no going back. We remain absolute focus with the movement, and we are very serious about the movement as well. So, gbogbo ẹni tó bá wá ní àwọn ò fẹ́ Yoruba Nation, wọ́n ní right láti continue ìjọba tó ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn. Nobody is holding them for that. Gbogbo wa náà la kúkú ní right. Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ló ní right. So, olúkálukú dẹ̀ máa lo right ẹ̀ fáwọn tó náà fẹ́ Yorùbá nation right wọn ni, àwọn tó náà fẹ́ Yorùbá nation right wọn náà ni, but every single one of us has a role to play. Mo kí gbogbo ọlẹ́ nǹkan sí, and I say good afternoon and a very good evening. Ṣé Tinubu lè dismantle Nigeria in the next? Can Tinubu dismantle Nigeria? Is that what he's going to do? Can President Tinubu dismantle Nigeria within 18 months? Àbó òun náà kàn máa ṣèjọba tiẹ̀, òun náà máa lọ. Mo kíyà Oòduà. Ṣé Tinubu máa dismantle Nigeria? Àbó òun náà kàn wá ṣe a máa fix Nigeria? Ṣé yẹn náà ni Tinubu gbé dání? Ìyẹn mo fẹ́ kí gbogbo akátújọ gbé yẹ̀wò gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ìran ọmọ aládé. So let us be asking this question. Mo kí bàbá Akíntóyè, mo rẹ̀ kí olóyè Dr. Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho Òòṣà. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n. So as we continue àwa tá náà fẹ́ Yorùbá nation, a fẹ́ Yorùbá nation for so many reasons. Torí pé Nigeria is not working. But àwọn kan ní Nigeria is working. So kí lẹ tún fẹ́ Yorùbá nation fún? That is the argument. Can Tinubu dismantle Nigeria? Ìyẹn ni mo béèrè lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa. So that everyone goes their separate ways. So mo kí gbogbo àbá ti ṣe ń wọlé tá ń jáde. Once again, my name is Olayemi Koiki, tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ sí koikimedia. Ṣé Tinubu máa dismantle Nigeria? Àbó náà kọ́ máa ṣe tí ó máa lọ? That is the question on the table. Ṣé President Bola Tinubu máa dismantle Nigeria? Olúkálùkù máa bá tiẹ̀ lọ. Òun ni béèrè tí mò ń béèrè. Àbí òun náà kọ́ máa ṣèjọba tiẹ̀, ó dẹ̀ máa lọ. Òun ni question tá à ń béèrè wa ní ọ̀sán yìí. Can Bola Tinubu dismantle Nigeria and allow Nigeria to dissolve? Is that possible? Or is he going to do the other way around? You can join the Zoom, but you will have to be properly registered lórí Zoom because mo fẹ́ kí wá hijack Zoom yẹn mọ́ mi lọ́wọ́. So tó bá máa darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Zoom, you would have to have a proper Zoom account. I don't want anybody Iruwa or Giriwa because it is very easy for them to hijack the Zoom. So that is the reason why ẹni tó bá fi wọnú Zoom yẹn á sọ fún yín pé you have to properly register. Tó bá ti wà register, ò ní lè wọnú ẹ̀. I'm very sorry, there's nothing I can do to that. bá ṣe set it up nìyẹn. Will President Tinubu dismantle Nigeria within the next 18 months, or is trying to fix the broken Nigeria? And I think àwọn èèyàn tí ń wọlé, ẹni tó bá máa darapọ̀ mọ́ Zoom yẹn, tẹ́ bá ti wà fully registered lórí Zoom kò ní gbé yín wọlé, ẹ má bínú, ìṣe set up nìyẹn. Kí ló fa ìbéèrè yìí? Èyí tó fà ni pé mo gba mẹ́sẹ̀gì kan tíyàn kan ní Tinubu gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe kí ni? Ó gbọ́dọ̀ dismantle Nigeria. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá ń fẹ́ link yẹn àti fi sórí social media wa, mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Gbẹ̀du, mo ní láti bá yín sọ̀rọ̀, so bí a ti bá ṣe tán tí ò bá ti rẹ̀ mí. Ìbéèrè tí mò ń bi gbogbo wa ni pé ǹjẹ́ Bọ́lá Tinubu ó máa allow kí Nàìjíríà kó wá dismantle? Àbó òun náà máa ṣe irúwá ògiri wá, òun náà máa ṣe tiẹ̀, ó máa sá lọ bí Buhari ṣe ṣe tiẹ̀ tó sá lọ. Kí lẹ̀yin rò? Ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Zoom, ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ. Okay, start and answer live question. Can Tinubu dismantle Nigeria? Yes or no? Only question. This is the first time Tinubu connect to Zoom or YouTube, so it's not something I do all the time. So bear with me because I'm not used to this kind of setup. Can President Bola Tinubu dismantle Nigeria? Yes or no? So that peace may reign in Nigeria. For peace to come to us. If not, tó bá sí peace, ẹ lọ máa prepare fún wàhálà nìyẹn. Ìkànnì méjèèjì náà ni. Is either there is peace or there will be no peace. So ìkànnì méjèèjì ni. Mo ti fi question náà síta. Mo kí sister mi Ọlájírè Joseph. Ìbéèrè kan náà ni mò ń béèrè sẹ́, àní ṣé Bọ́lá Tinubu ǹjẹ́ ó ní balls láti dismantle Nigeria? Question tíyàn kan bí mí nìyẹn. Ẹ̀yin náà wá darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ń wọnú Zoom ẹ̀ nílé pariwo torí mo ti mute yín mọ́lẹ̀ torí mo fẹ́ àwọn tó máa disturb mi. Ẹlòmíràn ní wọn ní understanding gbogbo kìíní ẹ̀ tẹ́ bá ti wọlé. Ẹni tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ á nawọ́ sókè. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ dẹ̀ jáde àbí kẹ́ jókòó bẹ́ẹ̀ tó wà nínú classroom. Mo fẹ́yàn kankan tó máa disturb mi. So gbogbo ẹni tó bá fẹ́ darapọ̀, tẹ́ bá ń béèrè pé Koiki bo ni link yẹn wà, link ti wà níta. But tẹ́ bá ní proper registration lórí Zoom yín, kò ń ṣe èyí tó máa ń kàn sí Zoom tẹ́ everybody máa wọlé irúwọ́ ògiri wá, ìyẹn kọ́ là ń ṣe ní bíbá. Because mo fẹ́ kọ́ hijack Zoom yẹn. So it has to be a full register Zoom. Ẹ máa láti wà register, ẹ máa login sínú account yín. Mo fẹ́ ghost. Mo kí African Parrot kí ló ń sọ? Ó ní, can we now see that Nigeria is not working? Tinubu will do his own and go. And the situation, kí lélẹ̀ tó ń gbé time wá fún mi, ta ló béèrè time lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ báyìí? Okay, jẹ́ ń gbé time yẹn sókè báyìí. Tinubu will come and go. The situation on ground is not ready to listen. This is the time to put go from Nigeria. It is time we need our nation. Kò ń ṣe ẹnu lọ́fíń gba nation. A fẹ́ gba nation kò ń ṣe mọ́ínmọ́ín. A máa ṣiṣẹ́ débẹ̀ ni. So mo fẹ́ kẹ́yìn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n náà wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ wọlé sínú Zoom yẹn ká wá bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. Kò ń ṣe ìdá máa kàn gbọ́ wọlé Zoom tó máa gbé yín wọlé. Ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ ní proper registration. Kí ni Mr. Kehinde sọ? Wọ́n ní Gabriel, he will restructure Nigeria. I am sure it's that. The restructuring may lead us to parliamentary system of government. We have not seen anything after this. Victory of Tinubu, a lot of changes would follow suit. Okay. Ẹ jẹ́ n fún àwọn tó ti wọlé láyè kan ṣì máa bá mi ṣe engagement, so èmi ni máa unmute yín, ẹ lè sọ̀rọ̀, èmi ni mo láti unmute yín. Ẹ gbóhùn sókè, Mr. Olúṣẹ́gun, ẹ unmute ara yín. Mo ti ní kẹ́ unmute. So proper engagement lélẹ̀. And the phone line is open as well. A wà lórí Twitter space, àti ṣe Instagram wa. Ẹ gbóhùn sókè, Mr. Olúṣẹ́gun Ọ̀jẹ́lẹ́yẹ. Reason tí mo ṣe fẹ́ kí Zoom yẹn kó wà properly coordinated, mo fẹ́ anybody, mo fẹ́ ghost, mo dẹ̀ fáwọn ọmọ lórí burúkú yọ ní tìrí kankan wá disturb mi níbí báyìí. So kẹ́ tó wọnú Zoom yẹn, àwọn èèyàn gidi ni mo fẹ́ kó wá bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ gbóhùn sókè, Mr. Olúṣẹ́gun, ẹ jẹ́ n gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ yín. Ẹ
kúrọ̀lẹ́, ẹ káàárọ̀ ní gbogbo bí tẹ́ bá ti ń gbọ́ mi. Àbúrọ́dà mi Kóìkì, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun tẹ́ ń ṣe, Ọlọ́run á máa fún wa. Ìbéèrè yín yẹn ó nágbára. Méjì méjì dẹ̀ ni ìdáhùn ẹ̀. Bí àwọn kan ṣe máa ń sọ, you cannot blow cool or hot at the same time. Inú kó o tu títù jáde tàbí kó o tu gbígbóná ó mú kan. And situation Nigeria báyìí ọ̀nà méjì ló pín sí. Nínú kí á dismantle, ká tún tò, àbí ká máa palliative ẹ̀ lọ nínú bá a ṣe wà yìí. Option méjì tó wà nìyẹn. Mo gbàgbọ́ pé Ọlọ́run á túbọ̀ bá wa fún Tinubu náà ní òye àtọgbọ́n àti ìmọ̀ láti tukọ̀ Nàìjíríà, láti mọ̀ pé nǹkan tó lè mú rọrùn bá gbogbo wa ní Nàìjíríà lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí, ìyàwó márèjì tá a bá fi tipátipá ṣe òun pẹ́ kò ń dalẹ̀. Ìgbéyàwó tí ò bá ní rọrùn, tí ò bá ní fún wa ní peace, ẹ jẹ́ kó ní kálùkù máa lọ ń lọ ẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ kó dàkú máa lọ ń lọ ẹ̀. Ìrọ̀rùn ló dáa, peace ló dáa. Ká wà láyé ara wa, ká máa fi físà fi síta ara wa tó bá gbà á. Eléyìí tá a lè sùn, a lè wo, lè rìn ní títì, tó bá rìn ó máa wẹ̀yìn, tó bá sùn ò lè díjú, tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ gan àyè ó máa já ẹ, ọkàn ò balẹ̀. Ọlọ́run fún wa ní fọkànbalẹ̀ o, Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ túnbọ̀ bá wa dá sí.
Ọlọ́run fi wá lọ́kàn balẹ̀. Ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá wa. Àwọn tí bá wa sọ̀rọ̀, Mr. Raji sọ pé I believe that Tinubu will try his best, but Yoruba nation is the best. Irú best wo lẹ́ ń sọ yìí? Ṣé best pé kó fix Nàìjíríà kó máa lọ lẹ́ ń sọ ni? Ìyàwó Grace Olúṣòótọ́ ni Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu cannot fix Nigeria. It is just going to be wasted effort, time and energy. But it will be better if we dismantle it all and get our Yoruba nation now before it is late for everyone. Ẹ̀yin náà darapọ̀, ẹ jẹ́ gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ yín. Ó dà pé gbogbo platforms mi ti wà set up. Ó kọ̀ sí kú bí platform méjì kan tí àìtí set up. Ṣé Bọ́lá Tinubu máa dismantle Nàìjíríà? Kí ló fa ìbéèrè yìí? Nǹkan kan náà ló máa ń fa ìbéèrè. Ẹni tíyàn kan sọ fún mi nìyẹn pé Mr. Koiki, in táwọn rí, ó dà pé Bọ́lá Tinubu máa dismantle Nàìjíríà. Mo ní ẹ̀yin woṣẹ́ ni. Ṣẹ́yìn woṣẹ́ lẹ máa fi mọ̀ pé Bọ́lá Tinubu máa dismantle Nàìjíríà. Ṣẹ́yìn woṣẹ́ lẹ ṣe mọ̀ pé Bọ́lá Tinubu ó máa dismantle Nàìjíríà. Because èmi mọ̀ bí à ń woṣẹ́ ni o. Ṣẹ́yìn woṣẹ́ lẹ ṣe mọ̀ pé Bọ́lá Tinubu máa dismantle Nàìjíríà. Ǹjẹ́ yìí náà rò pé Bọ́lá Tinubu máa dismantle Nàìjíríà? City boy ẹ ń béèrè pé kí ni ibo ni link yẹn wà? Link yẹn náà láti fi síta yẹn, ó wà lórí, ẹ bá wọnú inú kí ló ń pè, ẹ jẹ́ n tún ṣe padà.
Ní WhatsApp.
Ó wà káàkiri, ẹ bá lọ sórí òun náà, mo tún ti post síbẹ̀ yẹn, ẹ gbọ́ wọlé, ẹ wá bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. Ṣé Bọ́lá Tinubu lè dismantle Nàìjíríà? Òun ni ìbéèrè tí mò ń bi ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá. Yíyan kan wá dẹ̀ bí mi pé Mr. Koiki kí ló dé tí gbogbo ẹ rí bó ṣe rí? Èmi mò ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Àrà tó bá wùn wá la lè dá pẹ̀lú mídíà. Àtẹ̀tí start TikTok. So gbogbo ẹni tó bá fẹ́ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí, màá ka èyí tí mo kà láàárọ̀ yìí tí ó fi mú tọ́pìkì jáde lára email kan tí mo gbà òun ló mú tọ́píìkì jáde. Ó dà pé ìyá wa kan náà ti wọlé, if I'm right. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n ní kí ló dé tí máìkì tí wọ́n jáde, àrí máìkì tí wọ́n, ìyá wa Mosúnmọ́lá, àrí máìkì tí, àrí máìkì, ṣé tẹ bá ń gbọ́ mi, àrí máìkì, so máìkì yóò jáde bóyá látọ̀dọ̀ yín ni. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Èmi náà ni bàbá Yorùbá, bàbá Yorùbá nation. Mo kí Mas B, òkú iṣẹ́ takuntakun láǹbà ń dúró tẹ̀. Ìbéèrè kan náà là ń béèrè, ṣé Tinubu lè dismantle Nàìjíríà? Mo kí ẹ Gregory, àwọn ti wọlé lórí Twitter space, no, lórí MixLR. They cannot do anything. If you can remember, Tinubu wife says her husband is not a magician. Mo rántí tó sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ lóòótọ́. Ìyàwó ẹ̀ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ lóòótọ́, a lè parọ́ mọ́. Ìyàwó Tinubu sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ lóòótọ́. Ó ní baálé mi ò kì í ṣe magician, so kí lè expect pé kó ṣe? Kò kì í ṣe magician. Mo kàn fẹ́ make sure pé mo transmit broadcast lọ sórí koikimedia, kò tí ì lọ síbẹ̀. Mo máa ń kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa tí ẹ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Kí lẹ̀yin rí sọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀? Ẹ wá bá wa dá sí, ẹ jájọ gbé yẹ̀wò. Yorùbá nation, òun là ń pariwo láti jọ́ ẹ̀. Àwọn tá a dẹ̀ ń sọ fún ní ká lọ ṣe kí ni. So ìbéèrè kan náà là ń béèrè, can àbí will, ìkànnì méjèèjì náà ni, can President Bola Tinubu dismantle Nigeria? Yes or no? Start poll. Yes or no? Ìkànnì méjèèjì ni. Mo kí àmì Kẹ́mi Bello, ẹ ṣé gan ni, thank you so much. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ koikimedia, bí ẹ ti ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, ẹ máa bá wa wo ìbéèrè tí mò ń béèrè yẹn. Ìbéèrè tí mò ń béèrè ni pé, ǹjẹ́ Aṣíwájú Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu tí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nílé tí wọ́n gbọ́kànlé, tí ọkàn wọn báyìí ó balẹ̀ pa pé Tinubu ni Jagaban, òun ló lè ṣe? Mo kí wa ìyá wa àṣà àti ìṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Ẹ dẹ̀ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun, ọba Elédùmarè kò ní jẹ́ kó sú wa, kò dẹ̀ ní jẹ́ kó rẹ̀ wá. Bí mo ti ṣe ń kí gbogbo wa pé mo kí Ìdòwú Michael, mo kí sáwọn èèyàn ti wọlé lórí Adams Ọlámilékan ti wà lórí Twitter space. Àwọn èèyàn ti dúró lẹ́nu ọ̀nà, wọ́n fẹ́ wọlé, wọ́n ní èmi ni mo ṣílẹ̀kùn, ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ ló máa wọlé. Abdullahi, báwo ni gbogbo Dubai? Ẹ jẹ́ ń gbé àwọn èèyàn wọlé. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá máa wọlé á jẹ́ pé gbọ́dọ̀ ní proper account lórí Zoom. Ìyá wa tó wọlé, àgbọ̀hùn wọn, àmọ́ tó ṣẹlẹ̀. Ìyá wa Mosúnmọ́lá, ìyẹn mo ṣe fẹ́ make sure pé mo fẹ́ ghost. I want people that will be here to talk. So ẹni tó bá ti ń wọlé, mo fi gbọ́hùn yín, ẹ ní láti ṣojú yín, ẹ dẹ̀ ní láti sọ bí tẹ́tí ń wò wá. Ìbàdàn Olúyọ̀lé, màá ní kẹ́ on mute. Automatic. Ẹ bá ti ń wọlé, mo gbọ́dọ̀ mute yín mọ́lẹ̀ ni, tí mo fẹ́ kí anybody máa disturb wa. Ẹni tó bá ní sọ̀rọ̀, kẹ̀sì dákẹ́. Ẹgbọ́n sókè à ń gbọ́ yín sà.
Ẹ kúrò lẹ̀, mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń join yín sìn ni.
Ìbéèrè tá à ń béèrè náà ni pé, ǹjẹ́ Bọ́lá Tinubu lè dismantle Nigeria? Kò ní ìbéèrè púpọ̀ kan lọ títí. Yes or no? Can Bola Tinubu, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, dismantle Nigeria within the next 18 months?
Mr. Koiki, a tún gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣe àwítúnwí asán mọ́ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà. Kò sí nǹkan tí Tinubu fẹ́ ṣe. Tí Tinubu bá ní nǹkan gidi láti ṣe, ṣé àwọn Haúsá tó kó tira tó mọ bí Nàìjíríà bó ṣe wà, ṣé wọ́n máa jẹ́ kó rí nǹkan ṣe?
Okay.
Minority ni gbogbo àwọn tí Tinubu kó ti ara tó jọ ń ṣe ìjọba, tó jẹ́ Haúsá àbí tó jẹ́ Fúlàní.
Okay.
Ẹ máa wò, the likes of former governor ṣé Kaduna àbí Katsina El-Rufai. El-Rufai.
Shortman devil.
Ṣé mọ̀ pé òun gangan náà ó dúró ohun wo bí tí wọ́n máa lọ plan fún pẹ̀lú bọ́n ṣe máa dìtẹ̀ ìjọba ẹ̀ ni. Understand? And then looking at Tinubu, the man so believe pé is the master planner, blueprint of everything, pé àwọn làwọn báwọn ṣe ń ṣe, understand? Àwọn Haúsá dẹ̀ ni wọ́n máa jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé bá ṣe gbọ́n nílé ọkọ la gbọ́n nílé àlè.
Okay.
So èmi títí wá táwa ń ṣe lèmi máa ní pé ká má dúró, kò sí nǹkan tí Tinubu fẹ́ ṣe ká tó fáwọn èèyàn láàyè.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Àwọn comment tó bá wá náà a máa kà síta torí gbogbo platform ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ láti ń stream. Bàbá mi, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, Mr. Samuel Afolabi, wọ́n ní we should even ask if Tinubu actually understand what Nigeria entails. I love that question. A very good evening and good afternoon and welcome to Koikimedia. The question and answer is, can Bola Tinubu, the president, dismantle Nigeria within the next 18 months? The reason for this is because somebody sent me a message and said Tinubu should dismantle Nigeria before 2025. Do you believe that can be done? Do you agree that Tinubu can do that? What is your take on that? That is the question and answer today. My name is Olamileka, and welcome to each and every one of you as we are discussing this current situation with Nigeria. Nigeria is going through a lot. Many people do not want another war coming up, in what is known as Nigeria today. So my question is, can we have a government? I like a TikTok, in the background. Very nice. TikTok is nice gone. I want to go in the background. I would have loved to have those kind of background. My name is Olamileka once again. Maybe this is the first time you're joining me, and I'm asking the question. Tinubu, call Oju Yoboni. Nothing good can take place as long as this present government is going. Mr. Ganiu Ogun said Nigeria is a fake country. Keep the comment coming, keep the question coming, and I'll be discussing everything. Okay, but low from Facebook. iPad low. Kali Facebook kejì. So enter lórí Facebook, there's probability pé transmission yẹn máa lọ. So that Kali starts Dr. Kemi Oluloyan. There's no woman that will tell me she has an abortion. Fina. Well, Fina, many of us have never terminated pregnancy. Don't encourage abortion. Sister Amida Daniel. So enter lórí Facebook, I'm switching it off. Mo ní láti fi iPad start so that can lo live lórí the other Facebook. But mo fẹ́ change the background again. So mo ní láti wá background to nice. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí tí ẹ ti ń darapọ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sọ́dọ̀ bàbá wa Ẹlẹ́wùnmí Joshua. Let me ask you to unmute. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ tiyín náà. Ẹ gbóhùn sókè sà. Ṣé wà pẹ̀lú wa nulẹ̀? I'll find one more chance. If not, and in any other option than to remove you on the platform. Mo fẹ́ tó kọ̀ máa wá jókòó sínú Zoom. Ìgbà yóò ń ṣe àmàlà joint. Mo fẹ́ kí gbogbo akan ní ọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo alágbọ̀dọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tàfẹ́ sọ ẹ̀ ó yẹ gbọ́n sókè bí network yẹn ni. Mo gbádùn ní bàbá mi. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sà.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́.
Àwa ni ẹ dádì.
Èmi bá rọ gbogbo wa pé kí a fi ìjọba bàbá Tinubu sílẹ̀. Nítorí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹnìkan ti sọ, kò sóhun tí ìjọba rẹ̀ lè ṣe láti dá wa sílẹ̀ pé kí olúkúlùkù máa lọ. So ẹ jẹ́ ká fi ìjọba rẹ̀ sílẹ̀ ká wá fèsì tiwa gan bí a ti ṣe ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀. So kó má jẹ́ wípé a ṣàfihàn apá kan à ń support wọn, apá kan a tún ń béèrè fún nation tiwa. so ẹ jẹ́ ká kú fèsì nation tiwa fully so ohun tó bá ń ṣe ní Nàìjíríà kan máa ṣe tiwọn lọ káwa náà sì máa lépa láti dá dúró ẹ ṣé o.
ok ẹ ṣé gan ni sà bọ ẹ mọ̀ pé kò wá sí bá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe Yorùbá nation tá à ń bá lọ ìsà tí a ní máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìjọba tó wà níbẹ̀ àfi tá a bá ń parọ́ fúnra wa nítorí pé in tó mú ìdí ìbéèrè ilé wa lè ní mo sì máa ka torí mo sì ń set up gbogbo platforms wa mo máa ka in tí ó mú ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn jáde ẹ mọ̀ pé àwa tá à ń ṣiṣẹ́ yìí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tó ń get in touch pẹ̀lú wa oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ló máa ń ní ká béèrè àti oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ló máa ń mú wá lóòtítọ́ Yorùbá Nation campaign kò dúró lóòtítọ́ Yorùbá Nation campaign ó ń tẹ̀síwájú lóòtítọ́ Yorùbá Nation kò ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú Aṣíwájú Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu àmọ́ kò sí bá ṣe fẹ́ wá náà ń ṣe Yorùbá Nation níbi tí à ń bá lọ yìí tí àwọn èèyàn ní máa béèrè pé àwọn ìbéèrè tó máa jáde báyìí lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan ní méjì mẹ́ta àfi tá a bá ń parọ́ fúnra wa ìyẹn ò ní pé a endorse Tinubu àkúkú dìbò fún débi pa àtẹ̀fẹ́ endorse ní táwọn èèyàn kàn fi mọ̀ ni pé ǹjẹ́ Tinubu lè dismantle Nàìjíríà tó bá dẹ̀ máa dismantle Nàìjíríà ọ̀nà wo ló fẹ́ gbà àti pé ṣó possible ní táwa máa ṣe lọ òun náà ni àwa ti ń pariwo ẹ̀ pé ká má dúró ìdúró ò sí ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ò sí ẹ jẹ́ ká máa báṣẹ́ yìí lọ ní takuntakun so lọ́rọ̀ yìí bàbá mi mo fẹ́ kẹ́ bá mi dá sí padà.
lára nǹkan tí mo fi sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wípé Yèyé Dára ṣe prógráàmù kan láìpẹ́ yìí nípa ti dòkíbò lára nǹkan tí Yèyé Dára sọ ni wípé kó má ta sí bàbá wa Tinubu bàbá tiwa Tinubu so làwọn alátakò wa kẹ̀dẹ̀rí wọn máa lérò yìí pé nítòótọ́ láti gbowó lọ́wọ́ àwọn olóṣèlú ńṣe la sọ́pọ́ọ̀tì wọn so díẹ̀ tí mo fi sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé ẹ jẹ́ ká fìjọba tiwọn sílẹ̀ káwa náà dẹ̀ fi àṣàyà gbangba sórí ohun tí àwa ń lépa láti gbà ẹ ṣé sà.
ẹ ṣé gan ni gbogbo àwọn tó bá ní agbowó lọ́wọ́ olóṣèlú gbogbo yẹn àwáwí nìyẹn èèyàn kan sì bí mi náà lánàá pé inú group kan tó ń wà wọn ní olóyè ti gbowó ó ti ṣe mo ní gbogbo yẹn mo ní sọ fún wọn ní receipt àbí inú joint àmàlà tó ti ń jẹ pepper soup lọ ti ń sọ gbogbo yẹn because at the end of the day àtayébáyé ní irú àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn máa jáde kò sí nǹkan tá a lè ṣe sí
òtítọ́ ni
so àwa gbọ́dọ̀ máa báṣẹ́ wa lọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọba Elédùmarè bó ṣe ní ká máa ṣe lọ lótìtọ́ ohun ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ pé kí Yorùbá country ti délé nì but abá náà fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation àwọn kan ní ẹ̀ lè gbà àfi tẹ bá engage àwọn olóṣèlú yín to an extent a gbọ́dọ̀ engage wọn to some extent wọ́n agree àwa gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe kí ni a sì gbọ́dọ̀ engage wọn which is like background eléyìí so ma start eléyìí
ẹ ṣé
so lórí Facebook a máa switch around
mo kí yín pé ẹ kú faradà gbogbo
ẹ ká mo bá yín sà
ilé àtọ̀nà yín ò ní bàjẹ́ ẹ ṣé.
so bá ṣe ń bá ètò yẹn nìṣó ẹ má bínú ẹ̀ tí ẹ wà lórí Facebook tẹ́lẹ̀ mo switch around ni ìyẹn ni ó ṣe disconnect the right platform dem wá wà ṣàlàyé alright I started padà ẹ má bínú I was not sure whether I was operating on the right platform so eléyìí right tẹ́lẹ̀ èyí tí mò ń lò tẹ́lẹ̀ right èmi mo ṣe mistake kí ni nǹkan tọ́mọ Yorùbá fẹ́ àná fẹ́ country wa àti pé ọ̀nà wo la fẹ́ gbà tí country náà máa fi wá sí ìmúṣẹ ẹ jẹ́ n padà sínú inú ilé lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí gbogbo ẹni tó bá fẹ́ pè a máa fi nọ́mbà wa síta ìyẹn studio number tá a máa fi gba call ẹ jẹ́ n padà sọ́dọ̀ bàbá wa Ìbàdàn Olúyọ̀lé wọ́n ti náwó ò mute ara yín sà.
ẹ ṣé púpọ̀ olóòtú ẹ kúṣẹ́ náà
èmi nìyẹn
alálẹ̀ a máa dúró tì yín
àṣẹdùmarè
èròǹgbà gbogbo wa Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kó wá sí ìmúṣẹ láìpẹ́ ẹ dẹ̀ ṣé púpọ̀ pẹ̀lú topic tí ẹ gbé wá and then pẹ̀lú àwọn oríṣiríṣi àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ tí ẹ ń gbà so ló jẹ́ kí irú àwọn nǹkan báyẹn kó máa wáyé. Lótìítọ́ ìdátọ́lọ́ ń dá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni wípé ká má ní ẹ̀mí ìfọkàntán sí ẹni tí a bá pè ní aṣíwájú. Òun ló máa ń fa
Facebook méjì yẹn ló ń run at the same time.
Òun ló máa fa pé
the other one.
Chief ti gba owó, lágbájá kan ti gba owó, ní èyí tó yẹ pé kò sẹ́nibọ́dì tí ó lè fi ìdí ẹ̀ múlẹ̀ pé àwọn rí ibi tí owó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ àbí tí nǹkan kan ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀. Kò sí yẹn rárá. Ṣé bàbá Professor Banji Akintoye pẹ̀lú éèjì wọn yẹn tí wọn ò sùn tí wọn ò wo lẹ́nìkan máa sá síbi kan?
Ìyẹn máa kan àwọn kan.
So tán máa sọ pé bàbá yẹn ti gbowó ni ní èjì wọn yẹn. Ṣé owó tán fẹ́ gbà ṣé ilé náà fẹ́ kọ́ ni àbí mọ́tò kan náà làwọn fẹ́ rà ní èjì yẹn sìn? Because àwọn èèyàn wọ́n kàn máa ń sọ̀rọ̀, àròjinlẹ̀ yẹn kò kì í sí níbẹ̀. Wọ́n má bínú pẹ̀lú tí n bá sọ̀rọ̀ tí ó lágbára. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ pé ṣé President Bola Tinubu ṣé wọ́n lè rí nǹkan yẹn tún ṣe láàrin within 8 months?
Yeah, 18 months, not 8 months.
Yeah. Ṣé rí ìgbà tí mo máa sọ nǹkan fáwọn tó wà ní around mi nígbà tí President Buhari tó wà lórí oyè.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Within 8 months, that was 2015. Àwọn èèyàn ní pé nǹkan yẹn ti bàjẹ́ gan-an, ẹ fún láyè, ẹ jẹ́ kó ṣiṣẹ́. Gbogbo àti tó máa fi lo 3-4 years, gbogbo àwọn tó ń sọ pé ẹ fún láyè yẹn, most of them wọn ò lè bọ́ síta láti wá vote fún mọ́ ní 2019.
Kí ló dé?
Because àwọn náà ti padà rí pé rẹ́rẹ́ ti run. Ẹ ti understand? So now níbi tí Nigeria wà of today,
bẹ́ẹ̀ni sir,
Mr. Koiki, kò sí irú miracle kankan tí President Bola Tinubu tán fẹ́ give fún masses. Fún the whole Nigeria. I understand. Mo wo program Minister of Interior. I understand. Tó sọ pé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ni fún òun tí òun ò bá lè uptune the Nigerian system. Pé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ni fún òun. Pé but ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pé ó máa dàbí pé Nigeria tó ń bá táwọn bàbá òun inherit fún ó ti bàjẹ́. So it's gonna be a shame and a slap on him tóun bá wà ní position yẹn tóun ò wá lè give a better Nigeria fún àwọn ọmọ tí òun bá bí.
A better Nigeria.
Ẹ ti understand? But ṣé tí òun bá ní good heart láti ṣe Nigeria, ṣé òun nìkan ló máa dá ṣe ni? I understand. So, now, news jáde ń sìn pé Kanu ó ti win case ẹ̀ ní Enugu àbí ṣé Imo ni àbí ní ti.
Wọ́n ti ní IPOB kì í ṣe terrorist organization.
Wọ́n ti ní IPOB kì í ṣe terrorist.
The same IPOB tó pè ní terrorist organization. Wọ́n ní wọ́n kì í ṣe terrorist organization mọ́.
Ṣé ẹ ti rí politics tó ń jáde ń sìn? Ẹ ti understand? Ṣé rí lórí way forward? Mo sọ wọn kan lórí program yín lánàá pé màá sọ wọn kan lábẹ́ aṣọ. I understand?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Bóyá kí n kàn brief nǹkan kékeré ń bí báyìí. Ṣé rí èmi fẹ́ wò pé àwọn tó ń bá bàbá ṣiṣẹ́, iṣẹ́ wọn náà ó sì tún kù láti ṣe.
Bàbá ò lẹ́ ń sọ yẹn, ṣé bàbá Akintoye?
Bàbá Akintoye, the what's it called? Clinical management office, whatever.
Dr. Kebiorun kò sí.
So àwọn yẹn. Àwọn ṣe rí Nigeria, mo understand Nigeria pé one way traffic ni wọ́n. Tó bá ti rí one public figure kan, àbẹ́ni kan tó ní idea kan àbẹ́ni tì. I understand. Wọ́n ready láti tẹ̀lé fully ibi tó bá dà wọ́n lọ, wọ́n ready láti lọ. Ṣé rí àwọn ọmọkọ Yorùbá kan wà tẹ́ pé wọ́n wà influential gan ní Nigeria.
Okay.
Tí ọ́fíìsì àwọn bàbá tó bá lè bá àwọn people yìí tó bá lè bá wọn ní a very cordial relationship and meeting, kan hold meeting together pẹ̀lú wọn. These are the people tó yẹ pé they have minimum of 3-4 million followers lórí page wọn.
Okay.
I understand. Tó bá àwọn people yìí wọn ò tí ì ní anything láti lè show online pé àwọn ò sí pẹ̀lú Nigeria. You understand? So, by the time the mega rally or anything bá máa jáde, be 2 or 3 days, táwọn people bá ti wà pẹ̀lú àwọn bàbá. You understand? Just make one flyers or one tweet or anything lórí page wọn lásán. Within 3 days, anything bá máa ṣẹlẹ̀, ó máa control mindset àwọn èèyàn.
Okay.
That kind of thing, ó máa cause controversy gan online to the extent pé by the time the rally yẹn bá máa take off by, I understand.
Okay.
A máa rí enough people tó máa jáde because at this end àwọn èèyàn tẹ́ bá understand bí àwọn èèyàn ṣe ń suffer nílé gan, but kò kàn sí nǹkan tó máa ginger àwọn èèyàn. But tí underground iṣẹ́ yẹn bá ti ń lọ, so a ti ní àwọn tó ní followers gan tó yẹ pé wọ́n lè control mindset àwọn èèyàn within 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 days, in a day. Mo fẹ́ yẹ kí that kind of idea tẹ́yìn náà bá give a idea yẹn ní deep talks, I understand, and it's going to be another way out, added advantage fún struggle yìí.
Okay.
Kò jẹ́ nǹkan tí mo ní láti sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ sà. Ẹ kú iṣẹ́, ẹ kú ètò.
Thank you so much. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní gbogbo ibi tí ẹ ti ń wò wá, tí ẹ ti ń gbọ́ wa. Òun náà ni wọ́n ti ń bá wa dá sí. Ǹjẹ́ ẹ̀yin náà fi dá sí? Ẹ wọnú Zoom link yẹn kẹ́ wá bá wa dá sí. Àbí kí ẹ fi comment yín síbẹ̀ kájọ kà síta. Babawa Samuel Ajibolani, we want our Yoruba sovereign nation now, but to secure a viable nation, we have to support this present political dispensation in order to achieve our goals. Remember that there must be a consensus. So that is another person's views on this particular conversation. Everybody might need different opinion. The question is, what happened after this government? Tí kò bá ṣe ogun tí ẹ̀ ń sọ pé ó máa ṣe. Ṣé gbà yẹn lẹ máa mú ìjà wá? Àbí nísìn tí opportunity ṣì wà fún wa láti continue our campaign and engagement towards the Yoruba nation? Èwo gangan lẹ fẹ́ nínú gbogbo ẹ̀? Mo kí bàbá mi Awófájí mi Adékúnlé Fáwèyí ẹ kú gbogbo gbà. Ìjọba yìí ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí látàná nítorí pé Supreme Court ti sọ pé òun ló wọlé. Ẹ jẹ́ ń yọ ilé tí mo fi sétí kúrò. Oúnjẹ kétì ni máa lọ kọ́íkọ́í. Àrà oríṣiríṣi la máa ń dá pẹ̀lú mídíà. Ọ̀nà tó bá wù mí mo lè gbégbà. Ẹ bá lọ sórí Instagram bí fire ló wà níbẹ̀. Mo máa ka èyí tí mo kà láàárọ̀ yìí again fáǹfààní ẹni tí kò tí gbọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀. Orúkọ tèmi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì. This is the first time I'm linking my Zoom into. I'm going to be having more Zoom now because £15 ló ń gbà lọ́wọ́ mi ní every month. Dẹ̀ ń lò púpọ̀. So a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń lò dáadáa nísìn. So I will have a lot of Zoom engagement. Ìgbà míì a máa ṣe Zoom míì tí kò ní go live. Moment tó wà ta ní iPhone yìí. Because a fẹ́ mọ ẹni tó wà within the iPhone. Ẹ bá wa unmute ara yín sà àbí mà. Ìyá wa Mosúnmọ́lá a máa ní ká disconnect yín bí ẹ máa ní láti tún wọlé padà. Because gbọ́ yín ẹ̀yin náà rẹ̀ gbọ́ wa and it could be anybody in there. I need to know who is in there. So a máa remove yín kẹ́ tún wọlé padà. Ẹ má bínú mà. Dẹ̀ ní report yín sí Zoom a kò máa yọ yín ni. Ta ló wà lórí iPhone yẹn ẹ bá wa unmute. Mo fẹ́ ghost nínú conversation yìí. I would rather not have anybody. Mo ń bọ̀ Ìbàdàn Olúyọ̀lé lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ta ló wà nínú iPhone. Mo ti ní kẹ́ on mute. Màá fún yín ní time because ó lè difficult tó bá jáwọn àgbàlagbà ló wà níbẹ̀. After 10 minutes, tá bá ti ní kẹ́ on mute, a máa disconnect yín kúrò. Because ó lè jáwọn 2 by 2. Àwọn ìyàbọn bastard yẹn. Ó dẹ̀ lè jẹ́ ìjìnlẹ̀ ló rán yàn wá kó wá jókòó sínú bíbá. I don't want anybody to come and sit here. I want engagement. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí TikTok ṣé ń gbádùn mi. Bóyìnbó ṣe ń gbádùn sìgá. Mo kí ìyá mi Aya Alápò Afọlábí ẹ káàbọ̀. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ẹ máa wọ́ndà pé ń bolojú mi wà bí. Ó kúkú wà ń bẹ̀. Ìbéèrè tó jẹyọ ni pé Tinubu ti débẹ̀ nísìn. Ààrẹ ọgbọ̀n tó dìbò báyìí. Kódà wọ́n ní ẹ lè celebrate. Bìbí kan sọ̀rọ̀ ní orí ó send fídíò yẹn sí mi. Ó ní kódà àwọn èèyàn lè jubilate nígbà tẹ́ ẹ̀ ní energy. Ebi ò jẹ́ kẹ́ jubilate. Pé tẹ́lẹ̀ tó bá yẹ pé bí Tinubu ṣe wọlé yẹn ó yẹ kí ogun jubilate. Wọ́n náà lè jubilate because kò sówó níta. Ẹnu dẹ̀ ti gbẹ báyìí. Nàìjíríà mo ti mọ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn pé wọ́n náà ẹnu gbẹ. Gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ní ẹnu gbẹ. Bó ṣe ń pa ọmọ kékeré ló ń pa àgbàlagbà Nàìjíríà báyìí kọ́lọ́n kó ṣàánú. Bèbí kan ni wọ́n fárun abẹ́ lọ pàdánù ní Port Harcourt. Wọ́n ti fi ṣe money ritual. Ọlọ́run ọba Elédùmarè kó wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wà ń lé kó máa bá fi ṣọ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ yín. That's the only thing we can say. Àwọn ní kankan ta fẹ́ fún yín ìpè kọ́lọ́run máa fi ṣọ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ yín lọ. So because Nigeria is really, really in a big mess. So lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí a ṣe wà lórí ètò náà. A ṣì ń bá ètò yẹn lọ bó ṣe jẹ́ kó máa lọ náà. Tinubu fúnra rẹ̀ gan báyìí nísìn. Á sùn dọ́kàn. Àmọ́ ǹjẹ́ ẹni tó náà máa ṣe fún yín ǹjẹ́ ó máa ṣe? Òun ni question tí mò ń bi yín báyìí. My name is Olayemi Koiki, and this is your finest broadcasting platform for Yoruba Nation. As we continue the campaign trail, àwa nìkan kọ́ la wá ń campaign pa fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà. Báwa náà ṣe ń campaign làwọn ọmọ Scotland náà campaign. Tinubu náà fẹ́ fix Nàìjíríà. Ǹjọ́ possible? Ǹjọ́ lè rí fix? Many Nigerians believe that Tinubu can fix Nigeria. Ṣé wọn náà wà lára àwọn tó feel bẹ́ẹ̀? Pé ìjọba ilé fix Nigeria. Are you sure? Okay, City Boy ní I am the iPhone but I am driving now. Okay, no problem. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Ẹ má tó type mọ́. Bí wọ́n bá ń drive gbọ́dọ̀ type o. Ọlọ́run ìjà rí àkóbá ìdàbà o. Kí wọ́n má sọ pé koikimedia lẹ́ ń gbọ́ lẹ́ lọ́n type o. Do not type and drive. You could lose concentration and it could cause a fatal accident. Tá bá dẹ̀ ń ṣe investigation. Ta ló rí iṣu tí mo jẹ iṣu àtẹ̀yìn? Ṣé gbádùn ẹ̀? Ta ló like iṣu àtẹ̀yìn tí mo gbé sórí social media? Mo kí bàbá mi Kẹ́hìndé Òsénì. Ẹ jẹ́ n kọ́kọ́ play fídíò yìí. Bèbí kan náà ni ṣe mic mi ti ṣe speaker mi ti wà on. Mo ní mic ṣe speaker ti wà on. Mo kí bàbá Akíntóyè. Mo dẹ̀ kí Chief Banja yìí ló gbé. Ẹ jẹ́ àjọ gbọ́ fídíò yìí. Mo gbé kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Paris. Ẹ jẹ́ àjọ gbọ́n kan tí arábìnrin yìí sọ. Ẹ jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ gbọ́ Tinubu náà.
Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I understand the hardship you face.
Tinubu no understand that ship.
There are other ways, but there's not.
Wàhálà dé o. Tinubu ṣe sùúrù.
Gbogbo àwọn lọ́dẹ.
Mo kí bàbá wa chief imam. Ta ló like àwọn oúnjẹ tí mo gbé jáde ní ẹ̀ní? Ẹja play voice yẹn jáde.
Mi ló kàn, bàbá mi ló kàn, èmi ló kàn, bàbá mi ló.
Ṣé kí n lọ release the track? Báwo lẹ rò pé ṣé sound mi dá kí n lọ release the track? Ṣé kí n ṣe track? Ṣé láìkì mo ṣe láàárọ̀ yìí? Èmi ló kàn, ó dà pé voice mi ò jáde bíi ti Davido. Èmi ló kàn, bàbá mi ló kàn. Ta ló láìkì iṣu àtẹ̀yìn yẹn? Ó yá gbọ́n sókè.
Ẹ já make sure pé ẹ̀ ń rí iṣu jẹ, ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ń jẹyin. Ọba lè fẹ́ ṣe ọbẹ̀ ata náà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, kò yẹ nísìn. Èmi ló kàn pẹ̀lú corn beef. Bàbá mi ló kàn. This is my own lunch. Ìní 27 Friday, Jimoh Olóyin. Jimoh Olóyin. Continue to be saying you don't want Yoruba nation. As long as you are also enjoying in your own Nigeria, no problem. Farmers must be able to go to farm. I don't want to make my egg follow. No. We don't want Yoruba nation. We don't want Yoruba nation. We want Nigeria. No, I'm not going to pick up this one. This one don't go. I love the corn beef stew. And I could come warm up with apple juice. In Nigeria. Continue to be saying you don't want Yoruba nation. You campaign. We told you, don't campaign for any election again in Nigeria. Nigeria is not working. You say, Emi Lokan, Bada Emi Lokan. Come and join me. Join me, koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. This is my own brunch. I'll come back for this later again. Then later, I still get plenty. Emi Lokan. What did they come by you? So make sure that Tinubu is able to stabilize the economy for the next 4 years, so that every household can be able to eat 3 square meals, security, intact, welfare, education, and everything will be fine. No problem.
No problem. Ẹ jẹ́ n lọ sọ́dọ̀ bàbá mi Ìbàdàn Olúyọ̀lé. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá káàkiri gbogbo ibi tí ẹ bá ti ń wò mí, tí ẹ ti ń gbọ́ mi. Mo kí gbogbo wa pé ẹ káàbọ̀. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá fẹ́ líǹkì Zoom yẹn, ó wà lórí social media. Link yẹn máa wà available. A máa ṣe Zoom link nísìnyí because mo lè máa san £15 every month ká má rí lò. Ẹgbọ́n sókè bàbá wa Ìbàdàn Olúyọ̀lé, káàbọ̀ sórí ètò lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Aláwọ̀ bàbá ní e go reach stage of M1. Wàláì, èmi mo tẹ gbàdúrà pé ká má dé M1. Ojoojúmọ́ ni mò ń gbàdúrà pé kó dé M1. Wàláì, ìgbà tó kọ̀ máa dé láàmọ́ ni. Ẹ tó bá mọ M1, ẹ tó bá ń béèrè, a kì í repeat ẹ̀ mọ́. Torí bíbá a fẹ́ violent ní bíbá. Bíbá nìkan ni kò sí violent. À ń ṣe violent ní bíbá. Àbí kílẹ̀ ni mo wí bàbá mi Ìbàdàn Olúyọ̀lé.
Kò sí violent. Ọ̀rọ̀ náà la wọ́n ní ọ̀rọ̀ létí ikú ń gbọ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ làwọn èèyàn wa máa gbọ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ ló ń yọ obì lápò. Ọ̀rọ̀ ló ń yọ apó.
Mo dúpẹ́ pé mo lérò àwọn ará Ìbàdàn báyìí tó yẹ pé ẹnu wọn dá ṣáká rí bó ṣe bá mi ná bó ṣe bá ná níbẹ̀ pé mi ò gbọ́ Yorùbá dáadáa. Eunice Uche àwọn Biafra mo kí ẹ délédélé. Ẹ má bínú bàbá mi Olúyọ̀lé, ìyẹn kan tẹ̀lé ìyẹn kan ti gbá sí fún mi nígbà tí mo parí program tán. Ó ní kí ló ṣe mi àtàwọn Biafra ó ní mi dẹ̀ máa bú Tinubu. Mo ní bomb pastor, mo block ìwé rẹ̀. Mo ní ìwọ́tẹ̀ tó wà lórí status mi lórí fóònù. Ó máa láyà gan kẹ bomb pastor. Ẹgbọ́n sókè jàre Olúyọ̀lé Ìbàdàn Olúyọ̀lé.
Kò sí bá ṣe máa ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ náà la máa bá àwọn èèyàn wa sọ.
Ok.
Tó máa fi gbọ́.
Ṣé pé kò gbọ́dọ̀ sú wa, a gbọ́dọ̀ máa sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn náà.
Kò lè sú wa.
Ok.
Kò lè sú wa, kò ní rẹwà. Ìta wọn máa gbàdúrà ni pé kọ́lọ́run fún wa ní oore ọ̀fẹ́, energy tá a máa fi lè push àwọn èèyàn. I understand.
Energy yẹn ó wà important.
Energy tá a máa fi push àwọn èèyàn. Òun ni strength that need kọ́lọ́run kó fún wọn.
Ó dẹ̀ wà important ká ní strength. Kọ́ni tó bá ní strength kò lè ṣe nǹkan kan.
Ṣé rí àwọn kankan máa ń wà tó yẹ pé àwọn èèyàn wa torí pé bí Ọlọ́run ṣe ṣẹ̀dá àwa Yorùbá ni pé our individual entrepreneurship, our individual talented, so we believe pé okay, nǹkan tí n bá ṣe fún ara mi, I can do it on myself and be able to put something on the table for my immediate family. If at all, bóyá extend family ò tẹ̀ ní orí ọ̀fẹ́ láti benefit in bẹ̀. So ìyẹn ló máa ń jẹ́ ká wò pé Nàìjíríà ṣì máa dà. Gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì tó wà ń bẹ̀, mo gbọ́ nǹkan tí view tẹ́nìkan sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan tẹ́ ka síta yẹn pé we should pé ìjọba tá bá fẹ́ get our own independent sovereign union pé a gbọ́dọ̀ engage nínú the present government. Government tó ti ń wá ní Nàìjíríà látọdún nǹkan. So are they not the same Nigeria? Buhari tó lọ ọdún mẹ́jọ, ṣé kò kí ṣe the same political party yìí tí president wọn yìí run ló gbé Buhari débẹ̀? But àwọn èèyàn wa máa ní Buhari yàtọ̀, Tinubu lélẹ̀. But this same Tinubu òun ló ta Buhari fún wa náà.
So it's about going that. So that means it's still the same government, even though
the same government. Ṣé the same manifesto kọ́ ni party wọn ní ni? Ṣó máa yàtọ̀ ni? Kò lè yàtọ̀ náà. I understand. The party chairman, ṣé kò kí ń ṣe Gandola tó ń sọ pé ọwẹ́ òun, ó kọ́ ni party chairman ni? Wọ́n ní ìmí kékeré lórí àwo, létí àwo, tí ojú bá kúrò ńbẹ̀, ṣé ọkàn máa kúrò ńbẹ̀ ni? Ọmọ wa ní Tinubu, nǹkan kan, ìtàn ti ṣe látẹ̀yìn. Ọkàn máa sọ fún wa náà. Gbogbo ala máa gbọ́, ló máa wà nínú brain wa. Now 100 days máa pín sìn, àwọn kan ò lè celebrate ẹ̀.
Kí ló dé?
Inú dídùn ni móríyá wà, Mr. President.
Inú dídùn ló móríyá wà.
Inú dídùn ló móríyá wà. Tínú àwọn èèyàn bá dùn, ṣé Àbújá nìkan náà ti máa celebrate ni?
Ṣòtẹ́ ìsọ nísìnyí pé inú àwọn èèyàn ò dùn báyìí.
Níbo ni náà àwọn èèyàn ti máa dùn? Presently báyìí.
Ẹ̀dẹ̀ ṣọ́ pẹ̀lú evidence abẹ́kan sọ ni.
Presently kan báyìí, ní last month, mo ka news pé a whole usage, a teaching hospital. Pé kò síná níbẹ̀ for almost 2 weeks. Blackout náà wà all through. A whole teaching hospital. Kí ló fẹ́ cost irú àwọn hospital yẹn kó má jẹ́ pé àwọn gangan wọn ti ń generate electricity fún ara wọn? Wọ́n ní àwọn NEPA wọ́n lọ géná wọn pé wọ́n jí.
Mo tẹ̀ ń wo ìyá mi àṣà ti ṣe lánàá táwọn polytechnic kan complain pé àwọn òdòwò láti máa fi fuel diesel nǹkan mọ́ something like that.
Bó ṣe ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní gbogbo institution ní Nàìjíríà ni.
Bàbá ẹ̀ ni.
Gbádùn yín.
Ṣé ìyẹn la máa continue? Nígbà tí àwọn other countries tó move forward. Wọ́n sọ di platform yìí ọmọ 14 years old tó dictate tó ṣe soap tó lè cure cancer lórí platform yìí. Kò kí ń ṣe ọmọ US o, immigrant ni o.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, èmi náà rí bẹ́ẹ̀ yà.
Tí ìlú yẹn ò bá fún ní platform tó máa help ọmọ 14 years old, tó make provision fún gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó need, ṣé wọ́n lè rí kan yẹn pick nínú brain ẹ̀? Àbí ṣé nǹkan lè ní time? Ẹ lọ wo àwọn ọmọ 14 years back home ní Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n wà níbi tí wọ́n ti ń tọ́ yẹ pé kò sí sound education, kò sí anything, kò síbi tí parents gan wọn wà financial stable láti lè láwọn fẹ́ rán ọmọ lọ sí a very good school. Àwọn ọmọ olówó nìkan ló lè rán ọmọ lọ sí good school. Why everything gbọ́dọ̀ wà surrounding pé olówó nìkan? It shouldn't be. Because at least inti pẹ̀lú oore ọ̀fẹ́ téèyàn ní, nǹkan tó ń pè nílùú ni pé normally olówó máa wà bẹ́ẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n kónkálukú náà lè jẹun oúnjẹ mẹ́ta tí kò ní lè wo ẹni tó wà ní ilé kejì ẹ̀ pé kí ló ń jẹ. tádẹ̀ lè provide níwọ̀nba tádẹ̀ lè provide fọmọ títí ẹ̀ náà.
Okay.
Now ní àwọn advanced country ibi tó bá ń gbé environment ẹ lọmọ ẹ máa ti lọ sí school.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni kò wọ́n tẹ expect pé kò gbọ́dọ̀ ju 10 minutes ó pẹ́ jù nìyẹn ibi tó bá ń gbé ọmọ ẹ ò gbọ́dọ̀ wà 10 minutes away from the school ó pẹ́ jù àrírú ẹ̀rí torí pé wọ́n expect pé kọ́mọ yẹn lè tètè dé school kó má máa ní ó pẹ́ gan wọ́n expect pé even gan normally gan sef it should be just like a walking distance.
Nàìjíríà lẹ ti máa rí ẹ tó ń gbé mainland tó mẹ máa lọ school ní island in the name of pé school tó better tó ń fẹ́ jẹ́ kọ́mọ òun kó lọ ibi tó wà nìyẹn kò ní mind stress in the morning stress in the evening. Ẹ máa rí Nàìjíríà lẹ ti máa rí táwọn ọmọ school ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa délé 7
kọ́mọ ẹ tó dé school gan á ti máa sùn.
á ti máa sùn.
Òun á ti máa kùn gan sẹ̀.
Ẹlòmíì mainland ló ń gbé wọ́n ń gbé side ìyànà pàjá wọ́n ń gbé side ẹgbẹ́dàn kankan ẹ understand àwọn àtàwọn ọmọ wọn ti wà nínú mọ́tò as early as 5 a.m. ọmọ náà ti máa wà nínú mọ́tò
láti lè tètè dé school. Ẹ̀gbọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ kò yẹ kó máa.
Same family yẹn náà ló máa gbé ọmọ yẹn náà padà sílé ní late night. In the name of prayer, school, because school tó wà ní environment on policy standard school yẹn kò meet up standard ti wọn gangan fún ara wọn.
So wọ́n láti lọ sọ́nà tó jìn.
Wọ́n láti lọ sọ́nà jíjìn. They won't mind that stress, passing through that stress fún ọmọ yẹn tó máa fi parí school.
Wàá tètè wá máa jí ọmọ yẹn láti bíi 4 o'clock lóru kọ́mọ ẹ máa fi dé school bá máa sùn ní bẹ́ẹ̀ tó jẹ̀bà láàárọ̀.
Ẹ understand? Ìjọ wo la fẹ́ ṣe yẹn dà? Ìjọ wo la fẹ́ ṣe yẹn dà? Ó máa dà. Ṣerú life tí àwọn ọmọ president wa yẹn ṣerú life táwọn yẹn tí tán lè yẹn. But ẹ mọ̀ tí nǹkan mo mọ̀ pé tí nǹkan bá ti dojú ẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà àwọn èèyàn wọn kì í yíjú padà ó ti fẹ́ débẹ̀ tán.
So kí ló ń fà tí àwọn èèyàn fi dá sọ̀rọ̀ movement yìí kí ni wọ́n ń rí because gbogbo pé wọ́n máa ní wọ́n gbọ́ yẹn èmi ò believe ẹ̀ irọ́ ni.
Àwọn èèyàn ń gbọ́.
Gbogbo pé wọ́n máa ní wọ́n gbọ́ Yorùbá nation is all that. Ó bá yẹ pé a kò ní láti intensify mọ́ lórí.
Ibi tẹ́ ti máa mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn ń gbọ́ ẹ̀yin ẹ̀kan sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀kan lọ lo page kan that has to do with Yorùbá nation or anything agitation. Understand? Lórí àwọn platform yẹn ẹ máa rí báwọn èèyàn ṣe máa attack yín àwọn tẹ́ ẹ expect gan ló máa padà reply message tẹ́ bá tà kẹ́ẹ̀kan bújọba yẹn. Kó jẹ́ pé lórí page yín ẹ̀kan lo graphic Yorùbá nation kẹ́ẹ̀kan sọ̀rọ̀ against the present government ẹ máa rí báwọn èèyàn ṣe máa attack yín. So àwọn tẹ́ ẹ expect gan so definitely they know what is going on. Lórí Clubhouse oríṣiríṣi page ló wà lórí Yorùbá nation táwọn èèyàn ti
ṣe. Mo gbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Oríṣiríṣi page both home and abroad many platforms only mo máa join so I want to hear people's view. Èrò pọ̀ gan but in tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ilé presently aṣíwájú ogun náà wà o. Aṣíwájú ogun náà wà mo dẹ̀ believe pé time tí Tinubu wà ń bẹ̀ yìí ni mo believe pé àwa gangan a níṣẹ́ láti ṣe because after Tinubu ìyà yìí tún máa jù báyìí lọ.
Ẹ ṣe gan ni a sì ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yín ẹ já wá sọ́dọ̀ ọtún ó rà ń pọ̀ ẹ já lọ sọ́dọ̀ Mr. Adams Olamilekan ẹ bá gbóhùn sókè ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Samuel Ajibola wọ́n tún ní. We shouldn't forget that Yoruba nation struggle was never highlighted as much as it did until Buhari started his wicked campaign against humanity. I would disagree with that. And I'm going to tell you why. After this, and lórí Twitter space, it has nothing to do with ìgbà tí Buhari dé àbí ìgbà tí Buhari bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí, I don't think many of you knew where we started. Especially after tí àwọn bàbá Akíntóyè tí wọ́n ń ṣe ètò yẹn nísàlẹ̀ wọ́n ti sọ fún gbogbo wọn tẹ́lẹ̀ pé wọ́n ò ní fún wọn ní restructure àwọn Afẹ́nifẹ́re ni wọ́n refuse láti come on board wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ pé ẹ̀rọ pé èmi rí bàbá Afẹ́nifẹ́re and I'm talking from ntí mo gbọ́ lẹ́nu wọn not beer parlour conversation wọ́n ní Yorùbá nation tí Buhari ò bá ti restructure Nigeria there's nothing wrong in Yoruba nation. So Yoruba nation has nothing to do pẹ̀lú pé Buhari was bringing his Fulani clan. It was just that they were Baba Akintoye foresaw, not foresaw. Baba Akintoye foresee pé the likely pé wọ́n máa fún wọn ní restructure Nigeria kò ní ṣẹlẹ̀. I hope you get me, Mr. Samuel Ajibola. So kò ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú pé Buhari ń pa wá àbí Fúlàní ń pa wá. Restructure náà Afẹ́nifẹ́re dúró lé lórí for almost 24 years. And that is why even if Afẹ́nifẹ́re is divided. Àwọn ti fashion tí wà níbẹ̀ àtàwọn ti Baba Adébánjọ. So Yoruba nation was just brought on board to tell us that we are better off to even exit than even be talking about restructure. Tebade sọ pé agree pẹ̀lú that perspective. I have a video that backs it up. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n play video ẹ̀gbọ́n mi George Akínọlá. Play anthem wa. Àmọ́ mi kàn dẹ̀ máa rán mi létí nísìnyí pé Koiki ò tún play anthem. Àwọn èèyàn máa rò pé tó bá ń play anthem ẹ ti fẹ́ parí ètò ni. Ẹ gbọ́ video yìí, Mr. Jibola. This video tí mo fẹ́ play, only full clip, but short version ẹ̀ la máa ń play all the time. Àwọn promotion ní bíbá ṣá tí n bá ní máa lọ mú jáde ó wà lórí archive mi níbi tí àwọn that was in 2017 2017 ní Adamasingba lọ ní Yorùbá are better off to be on their own. Màá wá fídíò yẹn jáde ẹ já lọ sọ́dọ̀ Mr. kí ló dé tẹ̀ ń jáde tẹ̀ ń wọlé Mr. Ọlámilékan we keep bringing you on board and you keep coming out ṣé network yín ni hello ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè. Ẹ ti mute ara yín Mr. Adam Ọlámilékan. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa. Yeah, foresee, yeah. Okay. Foresaw is the past tense of foresee. So Baba Akintoye foresaw, the future. So àwọn rí future ni lọ ṣe pull out kúrò pẹ̀lú àwọn Afẹ́nifẹ́re pé intẹ́ ń béèrè fún yìí bàbá ẹ má bínú Mr. Adam bàbá Adébánjọ máa ń bínú pé bàbá Buhari làwọn bá ṣe. He keep using that phrase all the time. There was a lot of questions I asked him and there are some that like I always say is not for public consumption. Ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè mo gbọ́ yín.
Ṣẹ́rí pé Tinubu máa ṣe òun máa dismantle Nigeria.
Yeah. Okay, kí ni reason tẹ́ ṣe sọ bẹ́ẹ̀? Mo ń gbọ́ yín sà.
Máa gbàdúrà dílé dàrú lókè wọ́n sì wẹ̀.
Okay.
Àwa Yorùbá àwọn tó wà nílé àwọn Yorùbá tó wà nílé kíní kan ló ń ṣe wá ní pé aláfaradà.
A ní àfaradà. Okay.
Àyímọ́ kì í pọlọ́pọ̀ àyímọ́ kì í pọlọ́pọ̀ àyímọ́ kì í pọlọ́pọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ó ti wá di pé dandan ni kò jìyà dandan ni kò ṣẹrú.
Okay.
Mo wà lórí títà ó láwọn platform tí mo máa ń wò tá máa ń wà space mo rí most of àwọn èèyàn wa tó wà láàbọ̀dù ẹlòmíì kan dàgbà ní wàhálà ìkókó níwọ̀n kankan.
Okay, mo ń bọ̀ lọ́yìn kan sí bàbá mi Olúyọ̀lé wọ́n ní kí n sọ fún ẹni tó ń sọ pé ìgbà tí Buhari débẹ̀ wọ́n náà wọ́n wà ní Adamasingba ibo ni mẹ́sẹ̀jì yẹn wà àwọn wà ní Adamasingba níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn wọ́n ní I could remember that the summit at Adamasingba because our forum was delivered and our view to Baba Fẹ́ Babalọ́lá so that means pé wọ́n ti sọ fún gbogbo àwọn Baba Fẹ́ Babalọ́lá yẹn nípa Yoruba nation to start on its own. But àwọn bàbá fẹ́ Babalọ́lá inú Nàìjíríà ni gbogbo wọn ti ń jẹ. So wọ́n ní mo lè enter studio pé music mi yẹn ó wà òkè gan, bàbá mi ló kàn, èmi náà máa ṣe music nìyẹn. Ẹgbọ́n sókè, mo ń gbádùn yín Mr. Adam Ọlámilékan, ẹ má bínú sà.
Gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n rò pé wọ́n máa sọ̀rọ̀ jáde, tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ tó yẹ kó ní kó lọ́pọlọ tó ní làákàyè.
Mo máa ń gbádùn gbọ́n mi tó ń drive yìí kẹ́ mọ́tò ò lẹ́ ń gùn yìí pẹ̀lú glasses yìí. Adéwòye. Mo ń gbádùn yín.
Nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Nàìjíríà yìí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sáwọn èèyàn tó wà nílé. Kẹ́nìkan sún wá máa rò pé bẹ́ẹ̀ nìkan lè débẹ̀ tó lè túnṣe. Látọdún mélòó wọ́n tún lè túnṣe. Àwọn àgbà tó jókòó tó sọ pé àgbà tó bá jókòó ohun tó bá rí.
Bọ̀ṣẹ́ ẹni sùúrù ẹni sùúrù mo kàn fẹ́ play devil advocate ni o. Bọ̀ tó bá sọ pé àwọn tó ń ṣe yẹn àwọn málà ni eléyìí Tinubu ló ń ṣe nísìn. Ó yàtọ̀ sí málà because Tinubu kì í ṣe málà Yorùbá ni òun ní brain ju àwọn málà lọ kí lẹ máa sọ sí yẹn.
Kò sí ọpọlọ tí bàbá Tinubu lè tó jẹ.
Ok, kò sí ọpọlọ.
Kò sí ọpọlọ tí wọ́n lè ṣe ọpọlọ tí wọ́n ní tó bẹ́ẹ̀ fi ṣe Nàìjíríà rẹ̀ kán fi wá kó ara láìpẹ́ fún àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá jù wọ́n tún ara wọn náà ṣe láàrin àwa ọmọ Yorùbá ká dá dúró láàrin wa ìkọyọ̀ kan tí wọ́n lè ṣe nìyẹn. Pẹ̀lú ọpọlọ tó ní yẹn tó yẹ ọpọlọ tó ní kì í ṣe pé àmà wà bẹ̀ láíláí.
Definitely. Ọdún mẹ́rin ló ní ọdún mẹ́rin Tinubu ní kò tí ì lọ́dún mẹ́jọ gan because a lè guarantee ọdún mẹ́jọ. Ok. Okay.
Àwọn bí ètò ẹ̀ka máa bèèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó wà bẹ̀ láti jẹ́ òṣèré wọn òkú ṣèyẹn náà ni ṣé báwọn kan ni wọ́n jọ ń ṣe é ṣé bàbá Tinubu náà ò ṣe ni.
Okay.
Ọkọ̀ tẹ̀ ń wà tí ò kó lójú kan tí ò lọ́wájú tí ò lẹ́yìn.
Ẹ̀bọ̀ tí Tinubu dẹ̀ ti wá Tinubu ti assemble àwọn the new brains àwọn Yorùbá Kadosco Wálé Ẹdùn ó ti kó gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá síbẹ̀ ó ti kó chief of staff inspector general custom inú gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá dẹ̀ ń dùn lọ́tún lọ́sì.
Alẹ́ni tó mọ́ ní gbogbo wọn ní gbogbo àwọn tó kóra wọn jọ alẹ́ni tí ò ní wàhálà tí ò ní kankan nínú tí ò ní kọ̀ọ̀kọ́lú nínú ní gbogbo wọn. Àwọn kọ́ńtẹ́nì fún àwọn tó ń ṣèlú lé lórí kí ara lè ṣe èèyàn mélòó nínú wọn ló lè dúró báyìí pẹ̀lú pé Tinubu ti di kó bẹ́ẹ̀ tí wà lórí ìjọba èèyàn mélòó nínú Yorùbá ló lè dìde tí wọ́n nílò àwọn àti gbogbo àwọn èmi ló kàn gbogbo wọn èèyàn mélòó nínú wọn. Mo mọ̀ pé Elédùmarè fẹ́ kí wọ́n fi kọ́gbọ́n náà. Àsìkò ti wà wá nílé yìí ṣé gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tá a ti sọ sábà gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ̀ ti sọ nígbà yẹn báyìí yẹn gbogbo àwọn fídíò yẹn òun la máa sọ a máa rí post padà àti sọ.
Mo kí ẹ easy dollar.
Wọ́n máa ronú gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tá a ti sọ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wọn báyìí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọ́n tá a máa tweet nìyẹn táwọn máa yẹ kán máa mọ̀ orí wọn máa gbé. Wọ́n máa ronú.
Once again, a very good evening and welcome to the live transmission. Live program ni là ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ Ọlákúnlé Max. Mo ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yín bàbá mi Abíọ́dún Adéwòyè. Ẹ jẹ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ Adékúnlé Max. Ẹ bá gbóhùn sókè sà.
Ẹ kú ọ̀lẹ́ o, Mr. Koiki.
Ẹ mà káàbọ̀ sórí ètò náà sà.
A lè kú ètò.
Ètò náà nìyẹn.
A kú bójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí o.
A bá wa lára mi.
Àmì. Àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi kò ní fi bẹ́ẹ̀ pọ̀. But màá kàn touch àwọn area díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni. Mo kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ President Tinubu. Àwọn tí wọ́n nípa àwọn believe nínú ìjọba ẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Kì í ṣe pé bóyá pa àwọn náà wọn lórí tán rò. Àwọn náà ṣáà máa ní ìkọ̀kan náà tí àwọn náà fi sọ pé àwọn believe nínú ẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ṣùgbọ́n mo believe pé in the past 6 months or so, most of gbogbo wọn náà tí wọ́n tuntun tí nǹkan dáwà ìsọ pé ó dà pé kìíní yóò rí báwọn ṣe rò.
Ẹ sure bẹ́ẹ̀ pé wọ́n ti ń think like that.
Yeah, sure. Because reason tí mo fi sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ is that most of our friends tí mo ní tí mo ń
engage.
yeah, tí mo ń try láti convince nípa movement yẹn ní gbogbo last 2 years yẹn tí wọ́n gbọ́ tí wọ́n so ó kàn yà mí lẹ́nu pé àwọn náà ni wọ́n ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá tí wọ́n ń bá mi sìn pé àfà báwo wá ní movement yẹn sí ó dà pé yẹn ni ìyẹn lọ́nà ìyẹn lélẹ̀ so torí ẹ̀ láwọn míì wà ní ayé tajọ wà pé wọ́n máa ń learn in the hard way ni tí nǹkan ò bá ti ṣe ẹlòmíì wọn ń kẹ́ wọn nígbàgbọ́ pé bóyá pé nǹkan sọ you understand.
Okay.
So mo fẹ́ tún fi nǹkan kan tún fi ṣe àpèjúwe síra wọn. Nàìjíríà yẹn tó bá jẹ́ pé bíi 2 years back or 3 years back no sorry 3 years back ni ẹnìkan sọ fún mi pé Benin Republic ni pé bóyá pé ó máa ní time kan tó máa bẹ́tà wa máa bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ jiyàn láíláí pé but nǹkan kan tí mo wá rí níbẹ̀ ni pé little time tí mo ti wà níbí báyìí because mi ti lo èyí ẹ̀ níbí báyìí mo kàn níjọ́ yẹn mo kàn jí náà ni because economy yẹn ó ti ń choke mi bákan ṣá mo kàn jí náà ni mo kàn decide pé ti ẹ̀dùn náà mo ní ọ̀rẹ́ ní Benin Republic yìí tó dẹ̀ sọ fún mi pé ọ̀dà wọn dá jẹ́ kí n kàn lọ bẹ̀ kí n kàn lọ fún 1 week kí n kàn fi wò ó but to my surprise nígbà tí mo wọ bíbá ní March ọdún tàwa nǹkan tí mo bá ó yà mí lẹ́nu kò kí ń ṣe pé inú city wọn ni mo wà Kútọ̀nù kọ́ o kò ṣe Port Novo ni mo but under Port Novo ni bíbá náà wà but village ni bí abúlé even mud houses ó ṣe pọ̀ ní bíbá ilé alámọ̀ ó ṣe pọ̀ ní bíbá but ṣe mọ̀ pé iná wọn ò gbogbo inú igbó tí mo ti rìn wọnú igbó anytime mo lè decide ní láti rìn ní àtàárọ̀ ní gbogbo òru tí nǹkan kò dẹ̀ ní ṣe mí tí ẹnì kò dẹ̀ ní ṣe hey iná wọn ò ṣẹ́jú rí wọn tójú yẹn bá ti rọ̀ tó bá kọ̀ pọ̀ tára ẹ̀ tó bá ṣe kíní náà máa ń pa tó bá dẹ̀ ti ṣe kíní wọ́n máa tàn padà oúnjẹ bíbà yìí ó wọ́n ilé wọn ní bíbà yìí níbi tí mo wà ní Ìsọkútọ́nù ní bíbà yìí tí mo wà yìí.
ó ṣì moderate.
Ìkòròdú ni mo ti kúrò Mr. Koiki. mo dẹ̀ mọ hardship tí à ń go through níbẹ̀.
And Ìkòròdú is meant to be a very big player tó bá jẹ́ pé Nàìjíríà ń ṣiṣẹ́ in reality.
Yes. Owó ilé ní Ìkòròdú ń sìn room and parlour ní Ìkòròdú ń sìn tí ẹ bá rẹni tí ó máa ṣàánú yín wọ́n máa gba agreement and commission
gbogbo ẹ̀. ó kí bàbá lẹ́kìtì ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa sà.
tó bá gba agreement and commission lọ́wọ́ yín tó bá fẹ́ ṣàánú yín náà máa gba 300,000 above gan.
ìyẹn ní ọdún ṣé 2 bedroom.
room and parlour. room and parlour self.
Okay.
So ibi báyìí dẹ̀ kẹrin sìn a month ní sefa ṣe mọ̀ pé grandfather naira ní sefa báyìí. So a month téèyàn tí ó bá rí lè 15,000 sefa ní a month ní báyìí at least tí ẹ bá máa fi ṣe ní èyí ẹ̀ kò lè wọ́ 200,000. ẹ̀dẹ̀ máa iná tẹ bá dẹ̀ lò kò sí anything crazy bill iná tó bá lò òun ló máa rí tó máa san. àwọn people yìí wọ́n kéré ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n practice advanced country life. Country is a developing country báyìí nítorí kíni tẹ́ bá ní working system before you know it ìlú máa ń change rapidly ni.
Kí development máa bá lù ní kò jẹ́ kí ìlú máa wà backward 25 years mo ti wà níbí bá development ń bá nǹkan míì ni kódà tí wọn bá dàdúgbò míì gan sef tó bá careful gan máa bèrè pa ṣé ojúṣe di London ni bó dẹ̀ ṣe láti rí náà nìyẹn.
Mr. Koiki gbogbo abúlé wọn níbí báyìí pátápátá òun ni tà náà níjọba wọn tí kò tí ì ta wọn but ó ti lànà síbẹ̀ ó gírèdì gbogbo ọ̀nà wọ gbogbo inú abúlé yẹn pátápátá kò tí ì ta ẹ o but ó gírèdì gbogbo ọ̀nà yẹn pátápátá ibi tí náà bá wọ̀ láńlọ́ọ̀dù bẹ̀ yẹ bóyá ẹni tí ó nílé yẹn ní ọ̀pọ̀ tí ì rí owó kójọ kó fi fa iná wọbẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ ìlú wọn wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọ́n dẹ̀ ń rówó ìjọba yẹn jẹ́ kí wọ́n reason ni pé ẹni tó bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ máa rówó. Ṣé understand now ìgbà tí mo wá compare and contrast ṣé mo pé mo ní mo wá fẹ́ lo 1 week ní ìbàyìí ni pẹ̀lú gbogbo nǹkan kékeré tí mo rí tó convince me mind you country yóò tó ti ọ̀dọ̀ wa o but ó ń develop ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ dẹ̀ wà oúnjẹ wọn ò wọ́n nǹkan tí mo máa fi 40,000 naira rà ní Nàìjíríà tí n bá fi 19,000 CFA rà ó máa jù lọ.
Okay.
She understand. So now see, for all those one Nigerians, tí wọ́n ṣì believe in Tinubu, well, kò sí wàhálà. Kí a tó lajú, kí a tó dín sí ọdún mẹ́rin á pé.
Okay.
Tí wọ́n bá dẹ̀ ti ṣe kinní, tí wọ́n bá ṣe kinní, wọ́n á tún fi ọdún mẹ́rin kún nítorí kinní wọn dìbò ní ìlú yẹn, selection ni. She understand. Ká dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé Tinubu ń sìn yìí, ó dẹ̀ ti fi gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ẹ̀ sí. Just like bí àwọn ìjọba ẹ náà ṣe máa ń ṣe kòkòrò bá lo 8 years ẹ pé èyí tó bá tún lu wá bẹ́ẹ̀ again ó máa clear gbogbo àwọn yẹn kúrò
ó máa clear how to start all over again.
Nígbà tí Tinubu débẹ̀ ó lóun ò bá nǹkan kan bẹ̀ ó lóun ò bá owó kankan lẹ̀ bọ̀ nísìnyí nǹkan ó lóun ò ní yáwó ló sọ bọ̀ ìsìn nǹkan òun náà ti join wọn and bí economy á dẹ̀ ṣe máa rí nìyẹn èpè kọ́ o bí economy á ṣe máa tí ẹ bá máa fi wo this time December ọdún yìí ẹ rí náírà to dollar rate bẹ́ẹ̀ dẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn mi dẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ mo jẹ́rìí wọn wọ́n fẹ́ máa live lọ nìyẹn they believe in God of Israel dẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn ń lo arms àbí ṣé àwọn èèyàn
so
lọ́nà
what can the citizen do in this situation? Ṣé wọ́n kàn máa dúró a máa wò? What can the citizen do?
ní tèmi o citizen of that country Nigeria ìlú wa yẹn ṣe rí bá sọ nǹkan tí wọ́n máa ṣe ní àtẹ̀nídọ̀la tí ẹnìkan ò bá ti trigger ẹ̀ fún wọn ní ṣe nǹkan kan. What they can do is this.
So wọ́n ń gbé èèyàn kan kó trigger.
Tí kò bá sí revolution nílùú yẹn kí a gbàgbé nǹkan kan ò lè ṣe that is fún wọn Nàìjíríà o.
Kó tó di pé ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation gan fẹ́ tó máa pick.
Tó bá jẹ́
but it seems that Nigerians sọ fún wọ́n ní Sowore tó ń pariwo revolution yẹn pé is a wrong move. We need to stabilize the economy, the political blah blah blah. Òyìnbó ti pọ̀ jù ṣá. But in terms of this ni pé revolution tó ń sá fún yẹn it will still eventually pop up at some point.
Nítorí kí ni?
All right, Agbo Mr. Lale Komobia network. All right. Ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sórí ètò. Máa kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí pé a kúrò lẹ́ níbikíbi tí ẹ wà tí ẹ ti ń gbọ́ wa tí ẹ ti ń wò wá. Koikimedia Ọláyọmí Koiki ni mò ń jẹ́ èmi ní bàbá Yorùbá Nation. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ fídíò yìí. Ẹ jẹ́ gbọ́n tẹ̀tà lọ́dún.
Ẹ má bínú pé mo rẹ́rìn kò yẹ kí n rẹ́rìn. So nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní pé láti tó bí like 3 or 4 hours ago mo rí news pé Supreme Court ti padà rule pé Tinubu ló win ní 2023 election but the funny part is ìyálàyà yóò tójú mi létí ẹ̀mí gbogbo wa ti fẹ́ bọ́ rí 100 days in office celebrate débi tẹ́sí ẹ̀mí gbogbo wa ti fẹ́ pin ojú wa ti já àtẹ̀yìn ló kàn ó àtẹ̀yìn tó kàn ó ẹ̀mí everybody ti fẹ́ bọ́ báyìí ní ìgbọ̀wọ́ lọ because you dey touch everybody. Kò yẹ kí rẹ́rìn mo kò yẹ kí rẹ́rìn pé má bínú pé mo rẹ́rìn. Ṣé gbogbo wọn campaign yìí ṣe tí ìnà ọ̀tọ̀ ṣá because for the next 4 years ní ẹgbẹ́ ìbàdàn ti ṣe 8 years ojú yẹn á bó. Má jẹ́ sọ pé ojú yìí torí èmi náà wà bẹ́ẹ̀ mo sì wà country even kí n kúrò country yìí gan-an ṣé gbogbo ẹbí mi mo fẹ́ kó lọ ni. Ojú wa á bó ẹ̀mí wa ti fẹ́ bó. Ó ní mo jẹ́rìí àwọn èèyàn tí mo ní. Ká ní pé irú ẹ̀ ní ìbá yìí sìn oríṣiríṣi orí ọ̀tẹ̀ láti máa gbọ́ oríṣiríṣi caption oríṣiríṣi èpè láti máa gbọ́ tó ti máa lọ wọ́n ti sọ pé ọmọdé kò mọ̀ wọ́n tẹ̀fọ̀n ọmọdé ò tó pẹpẹ tàgbàlagbà kiri kò bọ̀ báyìí wọn bí yàrá jẹ́ ìbòdì rẹ̀ kó jubilé sórí ẹ̀yìn ti fẹ́ bọ́.
Ó dágbára báyìí o. Oya gbóhùn sókè.
Cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
Wàhálà. Wọ́n kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí pé mo kí wa, mo kí ọmọdé, mo kí gbogbo wa. Now, ẹ jẹ́ ká wá lọ ka átíkù yẹn lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí èyí tí a kà láàárọ̀ ẹ mọ̀ pé àráyè bá ṣe dáadáa láàárọ̀. So let me now read it again for the benefit of ẹni tó ti wo program tààrọ̀. This is our second program for the day. 24 hours ní platform wa. Sometimes we might go quiet, but we are never quiet on the Twitter space. I mean, on the Twitter rather. Àbí X, kò ń ṣe Twitter mọ́, X. So remember to follow us on the X, which is koikimedia. Many of you probably, will be new to the platform. This is a Yoruba Nation campaign media. That is what we do. That is what we talk about. I don't have any other thing than the dismantle of Nigeria. You can pray for Nigeria from now to the kingdom come. You have the right to pray for Nigeria. I have stopped praying for Nigeria a very long time ago. It's a weary country. I don't think it's worth praying for Nigeria anyway. But you have the right to pray for Nigeria if that is what you think, your pastor, your imam, your afar is telling you to do. You should pray for Nigeria, okay? So, Eka Kanti message mo receive lánàá. About right any more receive any highlight of the Biafra 2023 referendum in Finland. Urgent learning point to note. And he also talked about President Tinubu. So it's a 10 bullet point. It's a 10 bullet point. And I want us to go through it together again. Number one, Biafra, whether we Yoruba, we like it or not, will gain independence before the end of 2025. I'm going to try and do a bit of more analysis better than what I did in the morning. Let's go back to the latest report coming out in the last 24 hours regarding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. According to the report coming out in the news, that let's first look at because I want to give you another update that I've just received now, but let's start with the one that came out yesterday, which is, okay, let's put IPOP because that might give me what I need. So in the last few hours, a court ruling came out to say, stop calling IPOP a terrorist organization. And you must also award them 8 billion naira damages to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you are waiting for the 8 billion in Nigeria of today, you will wait till thy kingdom come. Nigeria is the only country that you are being told or they've been asked to pay compensation. And those compensation is not going to happen. Just like, Oloye was meant to get a compensation for the assassination attempt of his life, damage of properties to the tune of 20 billion. But the government seems not to be interested in that. So I don't see anywhere that the federal government will award 8 billion to Nnamdi Kanu. But I think the Biafra will prefer to even have a referendum than have 8 billion. Okay. I think they will prefer that. They would rather prefer to have a referendum for the dismantle or disintegration or the breakup of Nigeria, whichever one you want to take. But it's a good thing. But I think this is just to put a kind of peace surrounding the agitation of the Biafrans or the Southeast in general. It's just to calm down the tension, whether due to the fact that there was a referendum and a convention that took place in Finland last weekend, or maybe because the government do not want anybody to go out on the road and start protesting after the Supreme Court yesterday. So there's a game being played out in the public domain by the elite to make sure that Nigerians do not go out and start creating unnecessary havoc. Many of you are already scared anyway, after the death of many innocent Nigerians at Oyigbo and also Lekki Tollgate. People seem to be talking about the Lekki Tollgate, but we tend to forget that there was also killing from Wike that killed many innocent Igbos during the EndSARS that took place. Even people, as I speak to you, are still currently in prison. There's about 34 people that have been in prison since 3 years. So many Nigerians will not want to come out anyway to protest anymore because you are so scared. But you will definitely come out at the appropriate time through other means. But for now, I don't see Nigerians coming out to protest because you have been bastardized. You have been, you have literally been punched, and you were expecting the UK, America to deal with Nigeria politicians, and they've disappointed you, even especially after this election. Many Nigerians thought that, the Europe, the Western country, will come in and say, hey, they're already celebrating Tinubu even while you are still wasting your time. Tinubu has been given, look, even if FBI brings out 10,000 files of Tinubu and say he's a criminal, it doesn't matter. Buhari is more than a criminal than even Tinubu anyway, so they are all the same. Tinubu will complete his tenure, but the question is, for the Yoruba that are, thinking that Tinubu will give them the peace, what happened after Tinubu? So going back to what the State High Court sitting in Enugu has now nullified the 2017 that Olori Buruku, the bomb bastard, former President Muhammadu Buhari, dead or alive, he was the one that prescribed, and anytime we talk about Buhari, we must also be mentioning Yemi Osinbajo because they are both in that government. So we must not try to say that Osinbajo, is a pastor, of Redeemed Christian Church or KICC or whatever nonsense, Osinbajo was one of the bastards that also allowed Buhari to use him to prescribe an innocent organization or a movement like IPOB and say they are terrorists. And this is what Nigerians are happy about. Hey, IPOB is a terrorist organization. So don't you know that Buhari himself is a terrorist man? Can't you see it? That all your military have been infiltrated because Buhari allowed that. So when some of you are so excited that, yeah, it's good, call them terrorist organization. But today you have all the terrorist organizations operating in Nigeria, and yet none of you have the iota to come out and say, no, IPOB is not a terrorist organization. But you want to come after somebody like me because I speak not on behalf of IPOB, They want to break out of Nigeria. They want a dismantle. They want a referendum. Let them go so that we will remain in Nigeria as Yoruba people that are stupid and allow the North to continue to drive us backwards. So you got to choose one. It's either you choose the dissolution of Nigeria or you remain a slave in Nigeria. So it's good that after Buhari has left, I'm sure the court in Enugu must have got message from Tinubu that, look, that way Buhari say in 2017, me, I don't agree. You better just say IPOB is no longer, a terrorist organization. Because you'll be wondering why the timing. Why now is because they want to slow down any one of you from coming out to protest on the street. And regardless of whatever they do, the Biafrans have said they are no longer interested in Nigeria. It might not mean literally everyone in the Southeast. I mean, I can't sit here and say everyone in the Southeast want to be part of the Biafra. But they also believe that they are being marginalized one way or the other. So according to the State High Court sitting in Enugu, has nullified the 2017 proscription of the indigenous people of Biafra as a terrorist organization. That should never have come up in the first place. But Buhari is just trying to remind the Southeast that we dealt with you during the Biafra war. And if you are not careful, all this you're shouting and shouting that you want, Biafra, we are reminding you that we would deal with you again. And if you don't want to agree with me, yes, you are quite right. Mr. Taiwo Henry Olajide says, Nigerians have been subjugated. Eunice Uchechi, my Biafra sister, that stick with us on this platform, says, only the Fulani mixed blood call Igbos, they don't want Biafra. Does the same thing that we say that, welcome, my brother Yemi Fatuke. So I'm just trying to give you that Tinubu is trying to now play this card to put a little bit of pressure down in Nigeria, because Nigeria is boiling right now. You need to go and listen to what the obedient are saying. They are crying all over the place. We told them anyway. Just like we told Atiku. Atiku is not losing anything because he has stolen so much money that he doesn't have to be in Nigeria anyway. He'll probably just go to Dubai and, return back there. But many Nigerians are now saying, okay, so Biafra was never a terrorist organization. Why must you even believe? I have said it for the last 3 years, that Biafra is not, IPOB rather, is not a terrorist organization. Okay, sorry. But many of you don't want to accept that. But now, a sitting high court in Enugu has now nullified that nonsense to say, you call the indigenous people of Biafra a terrorist organization. According to Anthony Onovo, the presiding judge on Thursday, which was yesterday, ruled that the proscription of IPOB is a violation of the fundamental human right of Nnamdi Kanu. Why are they just talking now? Is because most of these judges were also scared of the Fulani clan called Buhari. But now that Tinubu is there, and Tinubu knows that there's a pressure in the Southeast, and he is probably trying to dose the pressure down. But that does not mean that the Biafra are going to listen to Tinubu anyway. Let's give us the background. I'm giving you the number one from the report, email that I received. I'm going to go to number two. But because that message says Biafra, whether we Yoruba like it or not, will gain independence before the end of 2025. And I say, Ashe. Because the earlier we dismantle the country, the better for everyone. So let me just give you the background that led to why IPOB was called a terrorist organization. Mukiyawa Felesha Gagbe, Empress, good afternoon, good evening. In September 2017, the defense headquarters, that Olori Buruku that want to bribe IGBOHO, Buratai, Remember now that we don't have Buratai there. But one day, if you still remain in Nigeria after 2027 or 2031, whichever one, you know, there will now be another northerner that will take that position. I pray it doesn't happen. I pray by that time, every one of us would have stayed in our own lane. The Igbos or the Biafrans would have gone. The Arewas, even those are smaller, they can have their own country. There are countries that are not even up to small percentage. So it was the defense headquarters branded IPOB a militant terrorist organization. Some days later, the bomb bastard Olori Buruku former President Muhammadu Buhari, dead or alive, approved the legal process for the proscription of the separatist group. Buhari was the engineer behind that, because Buhari is working for the West, is part of the agent put in Nigeria, and his father is from Niger. It was only his mother that is from Castina. So when we look at it categorically, Buhari is not even a true Nigerian, and that is why he invested so much in Niger that many of you now cannot pull the money back, because Niger has now owed Bola Tinubu on the spectrum. They've owed him like that. He can't do anything because there's a military junta in Niger. So we don't even have that cordial relationship anymore with the same country that Buhari invested money into. And if you don't believe me, just Google it, which I can tell you, there's a train to Niger, right? That Buhari invested in. Let's look at what Google comes up. Why are we building a rail to Niger Republic? This was in 2021. Why you are saying that IPOB is terrorist organization? Bomb bastard Buhari is putting money to Niger. But Nigerians are gullible people, idiots. Because you don't like Nnamdi Kanu because of his utterances. You don't like Nnamdi Kanu because he says Nigeria is no longer working. So rather than us to be questioning Buhari, you were putting your energy on Biafra. And today, many Yorubas have paid with their lives. And you just go and look at it. It's there. Many of you have paid with your life because many Yoruba people have died in the hands of Fulani compared to the terrorists that they call IPOB. How many IPOB have killed Yoruba people? But because the hypocrisy of the Yoruba people, you don't want to accept that it is the criminal real terrorists that Buhari brought in that are killing us. But because Buhari has told you that, no, I am not the terrorist, though. The real terrorist is IPOB. So according to Premium Times, that I'm gonna share the link with you, because I can't talk here without giving you evidence. The headline says then, why are we building rail to Niger Republic, Buhari? The president says the facility, listen to this, will also enable the people of Niger Republic enjoy affordable transportation. Did you hear that? But bomb bastard Nigerians that cannot think are putting Biafra, or IPOB rather, as a terrorist organization, while your money was being moved to Niger Republic so that they can have a better transportation. And you can see why there can never be peace in that land. But Tinubu is trying to play the card of bringing peace. And that is why he will probably say, you know what, let the military also come out and say, IPOB is not a terrorist organization, but we cannot allow them to be, to do certain things. And it is only Nigeria that call IPOB terrorist organization. Around the world, nobody recognizes it as a terrorist organization. That is why they can operate fully, even in America. I'm sure some of you see that they're operating fully in America. They have the Biafra house in America. I don't know whether they call it embassy or whatever they call it, but it is there. And they have different mission houses fully paid for, either renting or buying, with the logo of the Biafra outside, even up to Japan. Idiot Nigerians. Some of you will never go Ojuelegba. Some of you, they village. And when we are talking, we're telling you that it doesn't, you think that whatever Buhari was doing and castigating the IPOB was reflected outside. You think when Obati sit down and talk his nonsense with his cocoa head, you think the world listened to people like that? If IPOB was a terrorist organization, they would not be allowing them to operate outside. IPOB was never a terrorist organization. It was Nigeria that is a terrorist organization or a terrorist country. So, according to President Buhari spoke on Tuesday, this was February 9, 2021 article. And look at the figure, because some of you don't even know that the figure that we are talking here is money that was borrowed on behalf of Nigeria to go and invest in Nigeria. And you will come here and say, where's the Yoruba nation money? Or there? Billions of dollars have been borrowed on your head and my head as Nigerians. We will be the one to pay back for these services, or this loan rather. So according to the president that spoke on Tuesday, while performing a virtual groundbreaking ceremony for Kano to Maradi standard gauge rail line, are you, as a Yoruba man, would you ever travel from Kano to Maradi to go and do what? You have not traveled to Kwara. You have not traveled to Ekiti. You will now go to Kano. How do you get to Kano in the first place? Are you going to go by plane? Are you going to go by road? Or are you going to go by what means of transportation? The money that Buhari should have used to invest in Nigeria, it was pulling $1.96 billion project will serve the import and export of goods for Niger Republic and other countries in the sub-region through Nigerian ports. So what they will do is they will bring goods through Nigerian ports and they will use that to move through the rail. And when we talk, some of you don't understand the reason why we are saying this country called Nigeria, it is time we start winding it down. I think I have somebody that have joined us. Let me see if the person is still there. And I don't want anybody to just sit down there. Gino Nice, X12, can you unmute yourself? And let's hear from you, sir or madam. I don't know if you're a male or female.
Hello, sir.
Ekabo Soreto.
Era sir, call sir. Martins ni sir.
All right, go ahead. I'm born with. So that's it, Tony.
Mo join ni mi mo bi te bade sir. So
ìbéèrè tá à ń béèrè ni pé ṣé Tinubu lè dá Nàìjíríà ṣó lè dismantle within 18 months? Òun ni question gangan tó wà lórí ètò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Ṣé Bọ́lá Tinubu lè dismantle Nigeria in the next 18 months? So ẹ jẹ́ kí a máa bá ètò yẹn lọ lára àwọn koikimedia team ni. So why am I reminding Nigerians that your former president took a loan on behalf of me and you, that me and you will have to pay back? Whether you are hungry, whether you know chop, whether me too at the chop for London, it does not matter. We are Nigerians that will have to pay back the loan that Buhari took on our behalf. Talo Benche, who sent Buhari to take loan on our behalf? But when we are here saying that this is not right, but today, after Buhari 8 years, they are now saying, okay, maybe it was a mistake. We should never, never have said IPOB is a terrorist organization. And that means that Nigerians, we should now start asking the question, was IPOB a terrorist organization in the first place? Was IPOB a terrorist organization in the first place? IPOB was never a terrorist organization. Everybody knows that. But it is because Nigerians do not like Nnamdi Kanu. So they've decided to say, IPOB is a terrorist organization because Buhari said so. So you trusted Buhari more than Nnamdi Kanu. And may God continue to protect and be with Nnamdi Kanu until his release. So now, the court says that, look, on September 20, 2017, a federal high court in Abuja declared the activities of the IPOB as act of terrorism. People where they shout, Biafra, that they bring flag, that they wear, the same thing that the Scottish people are doing. But because the understanding of Nigerians, some of you don't even know the meaning of self-determination. So automatically, because IPOB and they declared them is an act of terrorism. And right there and there, who did so? Is it not the same bloody Fulani man called Abubakar Malami? I'm sure Abubakar Malami is living somewhere in Arab country now, either in Saudi Arabia or in Qatar, with stolen Nigerian wealth. One bastard. He wanted to be a governor in the north part of Nigeria. I don't think he got the ticket. But he will still come back, because they'll always come back. He will come back and still say, I am a good man. After all the money to TG, I'm talking about your AGF, Abubakar Malami, the Attorney General of the Federation of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and also the Minister of Justice at the time. These were the two people that gave the go-ahead for IPOB to be called a terrorist organization. So I'm just giving you the background because we are a very forgetful people. You know, don't forget Mohbad itself anyway. Justice for Mohbad. Justice for Mohbad. At the end of the day, many of you have forgotten about Mohbad. Life moves on. So now that I've given you the background, so another latest headline is that now that the court has said, look, IPOB is not a terrorist organization, the leaders of the Southeast now say, let us start the process of restructuring Nigeria back to the regionalism. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu, says the Southern and the Middle Belt leaders forum to President Bola Tinubu. The question again is, will Tinubu dismantle Nigeria within the next 18 months? Because now that IPOB is no longer a terrorist organization, the Middle Belt leaders and the Southern leaders are saying, look, Tinubu, if you still want every one of us to remain in this country called Nigeria, okay? You want us to be one block Nigeria, you would then have to start talking about the release of Nnamdi Kanu, regionalism, and also restructuring. Those are three things they are demanding. That shows that even everybody knows that the country is not favorable to everyone. The same way the Yorubas are saying we want restructure from the aspect of the Afenifere, not the campaigner for Yoruba Nation now. The question is, how will Tinubu manage all this crisis? Because number one, Nigeria doesn't have the money anymore. So the crisis is still there. The crisis is not going to go away anytime soon. So if you think that Tinubu being the president, as confirmed yesterday by the Supreme Court, he has more problems to deal with, and one of two problems that he has to deal with is the Yoruba Nation campaign and the Biafra campaign, because those two are not going anywhere. Just like Tinubu stated while he was in London in exile, that he does not believe in one Nigeria himself. Sonki said it is just a distraction. If they say IPOB is not a terrorist now, then they should release Nnamdi Kanu. And I see that Nnamdi Kanu, African Wahala, I say to my brother, the only job of a politician is to steal and kill you so-called Nigerian. African Wahala. Thank you so much. So why am I reminding us back is because the leader of the South and the Middle Belt said, look, Tinubu, okay, I agreed. You know, you have now been confirmed as the president. Nobody's going to argue with you anymore. There's no more any court ruling coming up in the next 4 years. The only thing is you might not get a ticket in the next 4 years from your party, or Peter Obi might have to go back on the round table and work again with the PDP, because Peter Obi thought it was going to, Peter Obi was an agent. I told you guys anyway, because we knew when he flew to London and immediately he came out from that meeting, he went to join Labour Party and then divide the vote for PDP so that they can allow. So Peter Obi is playing a game. He knew that he cannot win the election anyway. He's a bastard, bomb bastard. He knew he can't win the election, so he wanted to make sure that Tinubu will be the president. It's an agenda. Maybe some of you don't know how these people work. They'll just tell him, look, we cannot allow Atiku to be the president. The West determine who will become your president. So all this one going at the shout, make them bring Tinubu results, At least he even passed through university compared to Buhari. Not that we are here to defend him. At least, even if he went there as a male or female, even if he did not finish, at least he says he went there. They say that he went there, even though we know that they don't do pranky with the result. But what does Buhari have? Buhari has shaggy nothing. And Buhari was able to take loan of $2 billion, go and do Maraba to Kanu. What am I going to go and do in Maraba? Let Buhari invested that money between even Kanu and Ijebu. I might go to Kanu and do business with them. Then market master. Thank you so much. The West determines who the new gatekeeper is. Many Nigerians that you are just waking up and sleeping. You don't know the hidden agenda of the West. And when I say the West, I will not even give you any name. So once again, okay, somebody wants to call in. So let me stop this Instagram, because when we are using, let's bring the caller in quickly. I don't know who is calling. Okay. And let's get the speaker on. Moki Bugwalen can see. Hope the Friday is going well for every one of us. It's still the Friday conversation. My name is Olami Koiki. The West determine who become your president. Maybe you like it or not. Hello, caller. Hello, Mr. Olami. Yeah, welcome to the program, sir. Hello. We can hear you. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa sà.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun.
Ọlọ́run ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ kò ṣe ètò nìyẹn.
Àfi tá a bá fẹ́ tanra jẹ lókù sà. Kò sí májíìkì kan tí Tinubu lè pàfọ́ọ̀mù nínú Nàìjíríà yìí yàtọ̀ sí kóníkálùkù pín.
Mo kí yàwá Esther Ọláwọ́n mẹ́ka bàbá.
Revolution àbí no revolution pínpín. Ká pín kóníkálùkù dọ́mù yẹ́ ẹ̀gbẹ́ kóníkálùkù máa lọ lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. Nítorí pé inú corruption làwọn ti ń jẹ. Nínú corruption ni wọ́n ti ń mu. Gbogbo àwọn tó support wọn tó ń bá wọn ṣèjọba kò sí èèyàn kan tó lọ síbẹ̀ tó lọ jà fún mẹ̀kúnnù àbí tálíkà àbí pé kí ìlú yìí dá. Rárá, nǹkan wa ni. Ó yàtọ̀ sí pé nǹkan yìí nǹkan tèmi ni. Ẹgbọ́n nǹkan tó sọ, ó ní èmi ló kàn. Èmi ló kàn.
Ẹ má bínú ẹgbọ́n lè nísìn. Ẹgbọ́n lè ẹ̀gbọ́n mi 2,168 ex-Boko Haram terrorists graduated from the federal government rehabilitation program. This is not last year. This is coming from the News Agency of Nigeria, October 26, 2023. Make una the wine. Moki ẹ̀gbọ́n mi market master. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò sà. Ẹ máa wine wa.
Ibo ni àwọn Fúlàní ti pààyàn nílùú Yorùbá iná tó ń gbégbèsè kò sí. Tó kí ni nǹkan tá a ń sọ bá a bá ju àdá sókè nígbàgbà ibi pẹlẹbẹ náà ló máa mú délẹ̀. Solution ni pé ká pín ká ṣe òfin gidi, òfin tó ní agbára. Òfin tó bá mú ẹlẹ́hà ló mú elégún, òfin tó bá mú táyé ló mú kọ́hìndé. Kì í ṣe pé kán máa fìyà jẹ tálákà àti mẹ̀kúnnù kó wá ṣẹ̀sọ́dọ̀ tí wọ́n kàn sọ pé rárá ọmọ lágbájá ni ọmọ tàmẹ̀dò ni rárá. Solution ni pé ká pín Yorùbá nation ní solution. Kò tún sí kankan mí lẹ́yìn ẹ̀. Ìhun tí bàbá sọ ìhun tí Tinubu lè ṣe tí bàbá yìí lè ṣe. Tílẹ̀ Yorùbá òfin nígbàgbé ẹ̀ táwọn onílé òfin nígbàgbé ẹ̀ nìyẹn tí orúkọ á wà nínú ìwé ètò. Ṣùgbọ́n pé bóyá máa tún Nàìjíríà ṣe àbíóyá revolution kìíní kan nǹkan ti bàjẹ́ kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀. Corruption everywhere. Inú corruption ló ti jẹ ló ti mu. Kò sọ́nà àbáyọ ju Yorùbá nation lọ. Yorùbá nation òun ni solution. Ẹ ṣe kú ètò.
Ẹ ṣe gan ni. Mo kí bàbá mi ọmọọba Bíọ́dún Grace Chapel. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá fẹ́ dá sí màá fún yín láyè kẹ́ pè wọlé. Mo kí wa pé a kú ọjọ́ Friday tèmi. Mo kí ẹ̀yin sisters wa. Mo kí àwọn tí wọ́n believe pé I mean we are not here to force anybody to be part of Yoruba Nation campaign. But I just want us to start asking questions. Was it very on the honest basis calling IPOB movement a terrorist organization in 2017. Now they are coming back to say, oh, we did a mistake. It is not even to have been prescribed. It was a mistake. So the question now is, what do we do? Bola Tinubu is playing a game so that it can cool down the tension in the southeast part of Nigeria. There's no way we can have Yoruba nation without negotiation. There's no way we can have Yoruba nation without engagement. Yoruba nation is going to involve a lot of different activities. Let's take this call again. Because Tabatin love phone. And I want you to call in and disagree with me in any of my broadcasts or my views. Your own is good, your feedback. But one thing is, if you come here and say, Koiki, I'm Biafra, blah, 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 your relationship with them, I will tell you that tell Bola Tinubu to allow them to go. Hello, caller. You're welcome to the program, sir. About mute the background, it's our live. Mute it, I think bombing mute it, I think bombing and it's our live, but look me.
Yeah,
okay, go so.
Yeah, I know, you know, but but at the end of the day, you know, we can offer ourselves, you know, certain advice and all of that. The question you're asking is multi-faceted. And your opinion about Biafra, yes, I want to say that's not movement opinion. You know, you are free to express your personal opinion. Because the credit you have to Nigerian, I live most of my life in, and I live, you know, better with the better part of my life.
All right, line crack. Momo, be and low another device that thing connect the phone here. It's like it's cracking and we can't hear you properly if the line is cracking, but to go again. Let's see if maybe it will be better. Okay, adjust whatever thing go me load on long. If not, yeah. Go ahead. I just want to be sure that you know you're not using another device or something. Yeah.
Pray for you and you are the voice of the movement. You are the voice of the movement. We have to focus on what we are doing. Yes, definitely. We might be only for but we are separate nations. We have to know that.
There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about that. Everybody agrees on that.
Approach what we are.
Oh, definitely. We're not.
In order not to be.
Yeah. What do you?
Yeah. In order not to be mistaken. If you have seen videos of what I would have done back, Yoruba nation will never succeed.
But that's why we are two different. Never. And you have said, you see, exactly. that is that Sherry. One thing, one thing we got to agree is,
yeah,
whatever they are doing, how does that concern us? If what they are doing is not okay with the government, give them a referendum and let them go, so that we will remain Nigerians with the Hausa and the Fulani. That is what I am saying. No,
whatever we are saying, look, like I said, your passion.
Yeah.
Your passion. You have to separate your passion and what you want.
Yeah, but I am a journalist. I am a journalist because I have seen this Enisuru. I have seen the same thing that you all are trying to put as, oh, Koiki àwọn Biafra and wọ́n into armed struggle. But this is the same thing that happened in IRA, that they forced the British government, so that the British government decided, you know what, our bastard, before they destroy everything, just go away. So what is wrong in that? Yeah, this is the same. This is the same thing that the East Timor fought for. So why must it be that my own views, and I've said it that my views has got nothing to do with Yoruba Nation. This is my own personal views. But whether I speak on behalf of Yoruba Nation and my views has to now be hidden. Yeah, one thing
you have done a very good job of people Yoruba Nation, and being the mouth of Geopolitical, and you have been able to separate the movement, from the person of Geopolitical when he's talking. So after I've Sunday when he's talking as a leader of Yoruba Nation, I love that you have done. But that is where you too. As you did that, no one thinks that look, pronouncements from certain people. You don't know how weight. If you know the weight of your word, one lie, you will not measure anything out. You will not have it back on everything.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's good we get feedback.
Good. But I know that is where people like you are separate between, okay, this is what I want personally. Like if this is wow, we have to go to the back of it.
Yeah, but I have never. I understand the point. The question now is, we are getting a message now from the Nigerian system to say even the same IPOP won't commit all these atrocities. Number one, they are not a terrorist organization. I haven't seen the reaction from Bola Tinubu yet. I'm waiting to see either the presidency will react to that. If the presidency keep quiet, that means that Tinubu himself knows that these are not terrorists. So if they are not, it is the Shari, the same thing that in short. It is what Buhari, the same thing that we are playing right now, is what the British did. Yeah. The British were very, very cunning people. They make sure that the hatred between the three ethnic groups here, even if we are separate. So, line you clear that we
I don't turn that to any one because they don't. I know whom they are.
Okay, that again is a personal thing. Is a personal thing. That one is an issue. That okay, the same thing, not like Johnson. That is line one, I cannot hear properly. The line is very bad. So we are struggling to hear you. I'm sorry. I don't know whether you can hear him. I cannot hear him because he's struggling. Koiki is allowed to have his personal opinion and about enter our Twitter space. I'm going.
I just want to take this.
Triple DRS, good evening. Yeah, we cannot hear the caller, and it's like everything is moving. We can't hear him very well. You'll always be welcome to call back. Go ahead, Mr. Adams.
Okay, in my own opinion, I don't know about it. Because it as another people, but to me, as Biafra, they are. I'm fully Yoruba man. I'm a Yoruba anime.
Yeah, now yeah. But as
far as I'm saying it, we are fighting for this same
America, the lot of people in Nigeria. As far as we
are fighting for the same thing.
Okay. Okay, I think there's some friction that we need to. There's no way we will talk about Nigeria. We will not have a beef among each other. But the question we should first ask is, can you create a beef? We first need to tackle the problem. Because Tebani, they gave us a regional government. And Gurosi, according to the evidence that people are putting out there, destroyed the regional government. Because that is, the argument. Ojukwu wanted to bring Biafra to Ore. It killed many people. All these things that you're talking about, we cannot take it away out of history. It's still going to be there. But we are now talking about another generation of Yoruba people. Igbo Ngbeni le Babami, Nibiti Babami Kolesi, ni Nigeria. We have them there. I have talked about Ito Bashop Lowawa, Tofek Bashop in Lowawa. We have that there. If the system was working in Nigeria, I would not even have to be going to the police station. I would have dealt with it in a way that it will not go through that way. So if all this issue of we and the IPOB, or we, not even we are there, let's even say we and the Southeast, if there's a friction between us, how do we dissolve this friction? Number one, nobody wants to agree that the reason why we are all in this mess, that the hatred is there, is because we were put together by the British in 1960, or in 1914 rather. If there was nothing called Nigeria in 1914, I don't think the Igbo will want to come and take our land. Okay? Number two, when we talk about the problem that took place between the, where we can throw that into the basket. The problems were there. But if we are going to allow those problems to continue or not continue, allow them to go. All these, and what about Lagos, what about this, what about that? Many of you are saying that they are into armed struggle. That is another argument. One para give me the evidence with the video evidence. I'm not talking about beer parlor conversation. I need a video evidence that the Igbos of today left their base in the Southeast on this agitation of Biafra, and they've come down to Yoruba territory to kill us. I need that evidence. What is the root cause of the problem? Question mark. What is the root cause of the problem? The British knew what they were doing. They were very, very smart. Harold Wilson says the British allowed Azikiwe, as at the time, to take some loan. I can't remember how he put it. But eventually, the same thing they did with Azikiwe, they were doing it with Awolowo. You know that each time they were having meeting during the Lancaster, the British were cunning that they were having another meeting with another part of Nigeria. So why is it that today, all these issues between Yoruba people and Igbo, we still want to allow it to stop a movement between a two nation that wants to now pull out? Are we not meant to be talking about the pull out if the union of Nigeria is not working? So all these arguments, I cannot buy into it, because at the end of the day, I will say that the British were very, very cunning people. I've lived with them for 25 years, and I know what I'm talking about. Even between us and the Caribbeans, they've tried to destroy us. Chat about the country, and if they're going to be a threat for us, we will have to defend the borders, just like any other countries are defending their borders. That is something that we must understand. They are doing armed struggle. Yoruba people are not doing armed struggle. Problem and as long as they remain Nigerians, there's nothing you can do. It is entirely up to Yoruba people not to sell anything they're selling in Isolo, in Okota, in Festa. Okay, so when he says they should come and defend them in Lagos, did they come and defend them with weapons? I saw that video. Did that come down? Did Simon Ekpa send people to come down and defend them? So, and that's why I said, you know, I will repeat it again. Yoruba people are hypocrites. I don't care.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. It is very easy when you are all coming out and say, our Yoruba, our Yoruba, our Yoruba. So what we are saying is that our another era in our life today. Monica disconnect. Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay. Musa, echo. Where we are right now, it amazes me when I listen to a lot of our people taking a position on what they know little or nothing about. Why I'm saying this is this. The country you are talking about today, many of them don't even care. How do they become Nigerians? And about all of the people that are no Nigerians, he knows what he's talking about. Because this is a country that there was never a time that the indigenous people came together to say, look, we want to live together. But some people look at their own business interests and force the people who have no cultural affinity, who have no common tradition, who does not even understand their languages. They put them together to make one country, and they call it a nation. And since they did that, they don't even understand the language of themselves. How can they be on the same page? So we are now talking about if there is hatred between one indigenous people and the other. Why won't there be? Because Nigeria is like a forest where it's not even a zoo, because like I always say, a zoo is better organized. In a zoo, you will not put a lion and a deer together. But in a jungle, is where you see them and others prey on others. So Nigeria has been made to be a zoo from the foundation. And they put everybody together. So in the quest for survivor, there will be everybody will be, we want to exercise power when they have the opportunity. But in situations like that, it's not going to be in the interest of all. And that is why in Nigeria, there are no citizens, there are inhabitants. Okay? Those who were citizens yesterday and inhabitants today. So everybody, if you are not in power, if you are not in politics and you are not the governor, or you are the president, or you are a minister having a diplomatic passport, you are an inhabitant, not a citizen. The country does not have indigenous people as citizens. The only people that are as citizens are those with diplomatic passports. Okay? Now, getting that into our head, those who are saying, why are you having an alliance? Why are you supporting the Biafran? Why won't you? The enemy of your enemy to be what? Will it be your own enemy or your friend? The enemy of your enemy to be your friend. Because that is the only way you can both get your freedom. You get what I'm saying? Now, there are different ways to self-determination. Armed struggle is one of it, and if you look at it, it is not the Biafrans that just choose to kill themselves. There are reports that exposes the genocide that Buhari administration and Uzodima and the, what's it called? These Umai that they are committing in the southeastern part of Nigeria. You get what I'm saying? So people are not talking about that. When people now write in self-defense, that look, you can't continue to kill us. So if we stay in our homes, there are situations where we have seen Nigerian military burning down houses of innocent people, arrest and see youth on the street, charging them as IPOB. You know what I'm saying? So even girls are not, they are not accepted. They keep arrested on the street. All in the name of IPOB. They are the ones that also say the indigenous people of Biafra that they are terrorist organizations. Have they gone to Abuja to attack Abuja? Have they gone to Lagos to attack Lagos? Have they gone to Ogun State to attack Ogun State? They should look at how terrorists operate. Can you compare how IPOB operates with the way Boko Haram and ISWAP and the rest of the full arrangement? Can you compare their modes of operation? You can. And so therefore saying that they are terrorists is just a narrative. The Nigerian government is sitting on pay, and a number of our people are buying into that. When they kill their own people, when the military kill their people, we don't talk about people. We think it's a normal thing to happen. Now, the rally that we had at Ojota, and just a guy, just by mere saying, no, this is what we want. There is a placard. Nobody was putting stones. Nobody has guns. Nobody has market. But while they were doing this rally, Nigerian military went in or the police, and they just asked innocent people, do we now say that is also terrorism on the part of those who were doing the rally? So, you see, Nigeria is at a point where abnormal situations are always justified by our people. And then to forget about that, I only want to argue before I draw. For those who have seen, this is the first time seeing YORUBA one day, people will to give him a chance. We have no business with who is the president of Nigeria. Because Nigeria, we are saying that is an entity where there is no mutual respect because of indigenous people, because of that diversity. We could not manage that diversity. We are saying that that is an entity where we don't even cross the next step. So you only your own government, you want him to be the one in power, to control power. How about others? So when others are in power, you complain. When your own person, you don't let us support. Is that how to develop the country? That is why we are where we are. And what we are asking for is not who becomes president of Nigeria. What we are saying is that that union does not, is not working. That project is failed. It's a failed project. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's go back to who we were before the British came and fought all together. So that everybody can map out a roadmap to their own future. You understand? That is exactly what we are saying at the moment. So for anybody to say, let's give it to we have no business with who the president of Nigeria is. What we are saying is we have every opportunity and we have a right to determine our future. And not gamble with it with anybody or with the politics of Nigeria. We are not interested in the politics of Nigeria. We are interested in self-determination to be able to say what our future will be politically and economically. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you so much to the caller. And again, I'm not here to force my opinion on anybody. Oh, yes, I am a voice. I'm a voice because I put my life at risk for what I'm doing. But I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, because I want to make some people feel comfortable. Even in the last 3 years, you are comfortable because nobody knows you. But what we are saying is that I'm for self-determination. Self-determination close the chapter. It's two different movements. In Tonjafu, the self-determination or not our favor, armed struggle, that's what I feel is comfortable for them. Everyone's okay. I'm going, sir. Everyone's okay.
Hello. Mo gbádùn analysis bàbá tó sọ̀rọ̀ tán yẹn. Tẹ́lẹ̀ tó máa ń pe Nàìjíríà ní true bad understatement ni. Jungle
tó ń kù nílùú yẹn tí ò ti tí nǹkan kò ti work tí ò sí system táwọn wèrè kan tún lọ tó ti wọ́ bọ́nú government treasury tó tún ra kà fún ara wọn. nítorí tó jẹ́ pé 90% of their citizens cannot afford to spend up to $1 per day. Rọ̀gbẹ́ẹ̀tì àwọn tí wọ́n ń kọ̀ndẹ́ẹ̀mù yíbo orí wọn ò pé tán bá ní àròjinlẹ̀ ni ẹ̀ mọ̀ ẹ́ pé ẹ̀yà nínú 3 major tribes ta ní nílùú yẹn ẹ̀yà kan tó because of the backing of all these stupid colonialists ẹ̀yà kan yẹn ló ń fìyà jẹ àwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù ẹ̀yà méjì tó kù. Ṣé bá wo percentage ẹ̀yà tó nínú àwọn major tribes tó wà ní Nàìjíríà àwọn major tribes tó travel nínú ẹ̀yà mẹ́ta yẹn ẹ̀yà méjì ni which is Igbo and Yoruba.
Yeah.
I'm
going loud and clear. Mo fẹ́ interrupt ni.
So ẹ̀yà méjì ló ń jáde síta látijọ́ tí mo ti wà l'Amẹ́ríkà Hausa tí mo pàdé láti yunifásitì ni mo ti pàdé ẹ̀ ó wá kàwé mi ó wá ka ìwé mi ó wá kàwé ń bí ni láta tí mo bá pàdé ní bíbá yìí. So gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń sọ pé jíbò ṣe kinní kan a ní ẹ̀jẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ tẹ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ a ní ìdí alliance ẹ̀yin méjèèjì wọ́n ti fẹ́ fi ìdí àtẹ̀yìn pa ẹ̀ méjì kẹ́kẹ́ kọ́kọ́ tẹ̀ rárá yín lọ́wọ́ àkọ́dẹ̀ sí ni tábà ti tẹ̀ kẹ̀kẹ́ kọ́kọ́ exit tẹ̀bá exit ìlú tí ò nítumọ̀ yẹn Nàìjíríà ò nítumọ̀ ẹni tí ló lè ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹni tí mo máa ń sọ fáwọn àbúrò mi pé pa sórí jẹ́nì tí bá pa ẹ́ pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹni tó lè pa ẹ́ lọ́ra yàgò fún ẹni o bìkọ́ tó bá pa ẹ́ wọ́n pa ẹ́ pé ni o wọ́n máa ná investigate. bá mi ṣe ṣẹ́gbọ́n kankan pa bá mi ṣe máa bá ẹ̀ àtọ́ kankan mọ́ báyìí. ọ̀rọ̀ bọ́ọ̀ tó kú mùsídìí àtòkú yẹn ẹ̀jẹ̀ ó sì gbóná díẹ̀ ni ẹni bó ti rọ̀ lára wọn báyìí. tí nǹkan bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ló máa gbóná girigirigiri lẹ́yìn ìgbà yẹn báyìí ẹgbàgbé. So the system can never work. Mo ti sọ fáwọn èèyàn mo ní ṣẹ́fẹ́ títí ń bẹ Buhari pé kí Buhari máa padà bọ̀ báyìí. Mo ní ẹ má wọrí Tinubu yẹn tó ṣe máa bẹ̀ kó padà wá. Kò dẹ́ ṣe fọ́ọ̀sì Tinubu because ìlú yẹn kò tẹ́ tó lè ṣe. Fọ́ọ̀sì disintegration ni. Complete disintegration. Ṣé nǹkan regional government kò lè work mọ́ it's too late. I get regional government only work but because we don't have those àwọn tí wọ́n ní integrity bí àwọn bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ àwọn bàbá Akíntọ́lá yẹn táwọn olórí burúkú tí wọ́n ń gẹ̀bìlà káàkiri ṣé àpábí olórí burúkú tó ní corrupt case tó ní corruption case pẹ̀lú EFCC tó tún di Senate president. Mo dẹ̀ máa ń sọ àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ gbọ́ ikú nìkan ló lè pàtó lọ́rùn ewúrẹ́ àwọn ìtọ́wọ́ àtọ́jà àwọn politician yẹn ikú nìkan ẹ̀rí pé wọ́n unite gbogbo àwọn politician Nàìjíríà Hausa Yorùbá Igbo wọ́n unite because system yẹn fẹ́fọ̀ wọn ó fẹ́fọ̀ wọn kò fẹ́fọ̀ common Nàìjíríà gbogbo ẹni tí wọ́n jẹ́ ń kọ̀ndẹ́mù àwọn Igbo pé ẹ kíní kankan wọ́n fẹ́ gbalẹ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mo sọ̀rọ̀ fún ọ̀rẹ́ mi kan lórí mo ní ẹ̀ Igbo fẹ́ gbalẹ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mo ní lọ sí Thailand kí n tó kúrò Nàìjíríà lọ sí Thailand lọ sí wọ́n lọ population àwọn ẹgbẹ́ tó wà ń bẹ̀ olùwọ́ population àwọn ẹgbẹ́ tó wà ní Thailand àwọn tó wà ní kílọ̀ tí pè ní wọ́n àwọn ní tẹ́ ẹ bá sẹ́ǹdì mọ́tò àwọn ló ń tì sámi iye tẹ́ ẹ máa gbà jáde àwọn ẹ̀yà méjì lọ ń ṣerú níta ẹ̀yà kan ń ṣerú wọn nínú ilé àwọn tí wọ́n ń tì sámi iye tí wọ́n máa gbà mọ́tò would be something around 850. Only how many months was any month to 2.5 million. Can you imagine? So I'm a bit to know with Igbo people. But I can't take money and encourage you. Come on, and you make it for you. You need to come together and form an alliance and get a exist now. And when you go Some of the governor Kano and the governor Maiduguri. So the one they found was Kano and the governor. Say, all Nigeria can be.
That's not. So that Kotulema produce the money. Automa produce the money. Kotulema produce the money. Shigoni. Some of the problems you are on.
They to go and watch a man near October 7. Who was the attack he said?
I am a warranty.
I want something in terrorist here. So I'm not just a
Shigoni.
I don't know. But Yoruba pé ló máa no against the pé ká ní àlàáfíà àti pẹ̀lú àwọn Igbo. I just about àlàáfíà pẹ̀lú wọn káàtì ẹ̀kọ́ critics náà that is the first thing. Ẹ máa bẹ́ tó lọ sọ̀rọ̀ jàre.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Ṣé a rí ẹdúṣọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ńtẹ́ ń pè wá ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Tèmi ẹ máa wọlé láìpẹ́. Ìjáyà mo kí ẹ Martins mo ti gbé ẹ wọlé lẹ́ẹ̀kan. Mo mọ̀ pé bí a bá traffic lọ́lẹ̀ ní so máa fún ẹ ní opportunity kó wọlé kó sọ̀rọ̀ bí fún àwọn other people as well. Orí agbóhùn sórí kíákíá torí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń pè láti ilé.
Ẹ kọ́ lẹ́ sá ọmọ kí n sá ẹ kú ètò sá.
Ètò ni ẹ. Mo ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yẹn tẹ́ ń pè lórí call ẹ ṣe sùúrù láti Dallas ẹ sùúrù má sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́mọ ń gbọ́ ẹ. À ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yín Tèmi. Mo ń gbọ́.
Tí èmi expect láti dúdú after the ẹ̀sùn pé àti bàbá sọ pé fẹ́ kó bẹ́ẹ̀ bàbá wa sọ pé ó gbé NNPC o àwọn fẹ́ ta wá sẹ́tọ̀ èèyàn kan ẹ̀gbẹ́ kó gbówó fún ikú lọ́ra kan ṣe Dangote tí wọ́n kó gbogbo resources wa lè lọ́wọ́ kí ìyẹn náà tún lọ ra NNPC.
Èèyàn bí àwọn èèyàn nínú. Èmi tó ní kọ́ta CBS. Okay. Ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin wa. Mo ń tọ́ láti ẹ̀ṣọ́ pẹ̀lú ìròyìn pẹ́ kó bí sí ní láti something to be supposed to do. Ọ̀dà wa lóhùn. Ọ̀dà wa lóhùn. Ìwà ló. Wọ́n tẹ̀lé dánwò. Wọ́n kàn tẹ̀lé mọ́ ní dánwò. Ẹ má bínú mo ní láti flatten because battery ti flat. So mo ní láti flatten it. So if not.
ẹsẹ̀ kan síbi kan ẹ̀tọ́ wa ń yọ ẹsẹ̀ padà bẹ́ẹ̀ ọmọ wa ní ẹ̀já wà lùtì.
Ó ti wà ń bẹ̀ nísìnyí ọmọ láti wà ń bẹ̀ nísìnyí kí gbogbo ọmọ wọn níjà.
Ṣé àwọn ọ̀gájọ́ ń ra bọ́ráìsì sí? Ṣé àwọn ọ̀gájọ́ ń ra bọ́ráìsì sí? Títí wọn ò yàtọ̀ títí èmi náà ò yàtọ̀ oyè kan lájọ́ rà. Wọ́n lè lówó jù mí lọ́dọ̀ àwọn máa fi ra àjọ ń jẹ wòtòwòtò yẹn ní sí
everybody ní
ọ̀nà pọ̀ àjọ ń gba ojú ọ̀nà tí yóò dá ní sí so àjọ máa ń bẹ̀ ní. But kó yé wọn dáadáa ẹni tí ò bá ti ṣe tán kó má darapọ̀ mọ́ kó sọ pé òun máa agitate fún ẹni tí ò bá ti ṣe tán ètò pé kán máa sọ pé wọn agitate kán tó wá máa sọ pé ọmọ jẹ́ ká gbárùkù ti ọmọ wa kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ no going back ní ọ̀rọ̀ agitators.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá wa Martins mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí i ṣe rí ẹ jẹ́ n kọ́kọ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ brother mi Tèmi wọ́n ti ń pè látẹ̀ nǹkan ẹ má bínú ẹ̀ tẹ́ wà lórí Facebook ẹ̀kọ́ tí bá charge iPad yẹn ó máa disconnect náà ni at some point so ẹ máa láti accept ẹ̀ tẹ́ bá fẹ́ máa rójú mi dáadáa ẹ lè lọ sí other platform mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa koikimedia náà la ṣe wà lórí ètò ẹgbọ́n sókè alàgbà tó ń pè wá.
Ok, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Koiki.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ẹ̀kálẹ́ ilẹ̀ má ti ṣú lóòótọ́ àtẹ̀ ti fẹ́ ṣe 3 hours ó lágbára o ilẹ̀ gan ti ṣú báyìí ó yá ẹgbọ́n sókè.
Tonight I want to kind of educate our people as to kí ni deal pẹ̀lú gangan because I don't think a lot of our generations understand source of all these problems. One, we are fighting identity theft.
Hey, identity theft.
We are
fighting
identity theft. Now, new generation tiwa, perawa ni Yoruba. Yoruba la perawa as this generation tawa. Historically, we were known for other names. And ile Yoruba and ni ati latedo. But as at this current timeline, ile Yoruba ni abarawa adeperawa ni Yoruba. Now, what do you mean by identity theft? Àwọn tẹ́rí gbogbo rògbòdìyàn tẹ́rin tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Palestine àti Israel.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ẹ má rò bí a kò tàbá wa àwa torí tiwa gangan lẹ́tẹ́rí gbogbo rògbòdìyàn tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn.
Okay.
Other cause the Bible only when there will be wars and rumors of war, when the Son of Man is about to return. Return on we the Christ mind in large at in Okolowa Igniwa in so. Now, can you verify your correlation of Palestinian and Yoruba? England or declare Palestinian portion of land of Palestinians as a gift for the Jewish people, the one in Europe. Because the Jewish control the central bank. On loan, England, the World War. So, other than England will respond with the Epada. But England in the Omogun, Jagun. So, England was declared the Jewish community, the one in Europe, call of the one Palestine. Ni ofidi, etniton Peraoni Jews. At the Israelites. There was no such thing as that in that region many years ago. Now, in the correlation to Beluawa, Fulani don't carry Nigeria. And the bottom of the Fulani was never part of the so-called geographical map of Nigeria. It was Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. And we were separated by the river. Now, colonizer, until the kò sí nínú àwa ẹ̀yà mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta tó máa gbọ́ sí àwọn lẹ́nu torí nígbà tó gbéjà wọn wá aláàṣẹrú àjà fìtìfìtì especially Yorùbá agbọ́n kò sí bó ṣe fẹ́ parọ́ àbí àṣemáṣe wọn tá máa gbà. Kí ni wọn wá ṣe? Wọ́n pàpọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn ọba kankan wa. Wọ́n tà wá pé ó da kàkà káwọn kú gọ́. Àwọn kúkú fi àwa ọmọ Yorùbá àwọn afiṣẹ́rú pẹ̀lú ilẹ̀ wa. Ní ìjà tá ń jà dèní lẹ́nu. Now, kí wá fast forward there to the present time tá wà yìí nǹkan. What you are watching with Tinubu, ọkàn tí Tinubu manage anger yìí. Tinubu is just managing the tempo and anger of the Yoruba people. Because Koyeko ti escalate. What they say, ni consecutive times, none yet, Ewaye Abiola no. How the whole world erupts regards Abiola. So, Ofi Omo Yoruba, the last is cool temper in ya Yoruba, or Beke Jiparapata. Torito Mo Yoruba, Bata Jiparapata. Ta fóun ṣe kan pé ó da ilé yá kò sí mímì kan nínú gbogbo àgbáyé tó lè mú àṣírí tó dẹ̀ wà bẹ́ẹ̀ nìyẹn àwọn nǹkan táwọn baba ńlá wa dẹ̀ sílẹ̀ ó sì wà lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó wà lọ́wọ́ àyè ìjà yẹn ò sì kàn wọ́n ni ó máa kan lé akọ ara àti akọ ara lé so ọ̀rọ̀ Mr. Tinubu they are just working for the empire. That's all it is. And it is in plain sight. They try to make him in this war against Nigeria, so that they can wipe off his corruption in America. They would only put someone who is going to do their bidding in power to manage the entity called Nigeria.
I am not Nigerian. I am what is called Omo Oluwabi, Omo Yorùbá. I do not identify as Nigeria. Nigeria is an entity. And Tabango entity. Entity is a business corporation. And we, Omo Yorùbá, Omo Alade, we are being traded as stocks. Everything now, central bank, it's owned by who they call Rothschild. All the central banks in the world is controlled by them. And these central banks, they are also called entities. It's not controlled by the government of your country. It dictates what it wants. Your country borrows money from that corporation. In November, of a champion historical person, the richest man in Africa there, which is Mensa Musa. So for our own historical timeline, the same empire, they empower him to use the corporation called Central Bank that was created in your country, looting your country. They use him as the forefront to gain the resources of your country and control the resources of your country. So you are still enslaved by the same empire that you think gave you independence, but never did. So how do we get out of this mess? First, we have to renounce the so-called entity Nigeria. We don't need the governors of each state to do that for us. The people's voice to perceive governor's voice. Because after all, with their fake democracy government that they put into a system for us, we can still use it against them by denouncing the governor of each state. How do we do that? We have to go through our old ways, go to our Oba. Now, we know we are fighting roadblocks. No Oba is picking up for the people anymore. Well, as far as I'm concerned, he wants to hear the cries of the people. All I know is they are colluding and going to Abuja to answer to the same entity that is incorporating and enslaving Yoruba and the entire Nigerian people. Mori Ijati, Kilosempe, what's the name of their lead? Abroad in Austria. Now, I don't know what kind of allegiance he has signed to. He is carrying the same flag, which is terrorizing. Yes, Samoepa is carrying the same flag that is terrorizing Nigerians at the moment, which controls our central bank. Is flagging it with the Biafran flag, which is the Israel flag. And Israel, at the same time, is committing heinous international criminal acts in Palestine, killing women, children. Genocide happening in real time. Now, allegiance to lost time in here, perhaps he might have a good conscience to want to free his people, but not knowing his alignment might be wrong. I'm not saying the people that call themselves the Israelites are bad people, but the entity that calls itself government, as at this point, is a criminal government. And they are committing genocide supported by England and America. They are supplying the bomb to bomb innocent children. Now, Netanyahu to chair president in 2019, this is in public domain. He supported Hamas himself. He financed Hamas himself. That Hamas is a corporation that they have to keep going because they needed him to do, or I say him, the entity body called Hamas. They needed them to do what they did on October 7th to give them the reason to go and claim the entire land to Palestine. So you are watching ethnic cleansing happening. So Tori Awon Nilewa Sherun Koba and Lori Letiwa. Or let me say they are leaving it to the last minute. They have given that bidding to the Fulanis because they are closer in skin to us. So all assigned project in ethnic cleansing of Yoruba and Igbo people to the Fulani people to do their bidding. Tiagbara Fulani Obaka, which is the divide and rule that they always play. So they are playing that card at the moment, divide and rule. So Tagbara Fulani Obaka, if it back Parawade, Toroba Dojuja, Takoju Sirawa, if it Obaku, you will now see them coming in full force. That is why they colonize you physically. But they are doing it through those that are called gatekeepers at the moment, which are your Tinubus, your entire governors. Why do you see them flying over to Europe every now and then? Okay, our lower special buy-in is only because they are doing the bidding of the colonizer. Once they stop doing that bidding, you will see them being tried in places like ICC. Your person like Tinubu will be taken back to America to answer to the crime he has committed. But at the moment, he's still doing their bidding indirectly. Ask me how. At the moment, he's still borrowing loans. And me, I have problem with these loans. This loan is something we are not going to be able to pay back. Hence, you are watching the devaluation of the Naira. They will devalue Naira to the extent that 1 Naira would almost be equal to 10,000 Naira. 1 pound would be equal to 10,000 Naira. So how are you ever going to pay a debt of sorts with inflation factored into those debts? So you are going to enter perpetual debt, which is forever and ever debt. And why do they want that? Because of the subsistence, all you are going to remain is slave, working and paying tax to the entity called the central bank and the British establishment. So to narrow it down and summarize, Ija identity Olanja and Yoruba Oji throughout gbogbo atrocity that we commit against you. Ẹ̀yin lẹ wà nínú Bible, ẹ̀yin ló fi kọ Bible, ẹ̀yin ló send sí gbogbo àgbáyé tó ship yín káàkiri. You are the only person that genocides have been committed upon that's never been heard of on this planet. And you are here negotiating and discussing how we are going to claim our land back. Hey, governor of the Ghani, each of you, your job is done. We, the people of Yoruba, we've had enough of entity ruling over us. After all, we vote them in every 4 years. Do they ever do anything to favor you as a Yoruba person? Never. They will never do that because the money they are borrowing is called money laundering. You borrow it from the central bank, it makes its way back to the Europeans. Through your governors going to invest the same money in their own economy, in the European economy, and buying land and buying corporations there. They will never spend that money on your land because that money doesn't belong to you. So, in a nutshell, let's stop discussing this online. First, let's go to the organizations that call themselves the ruling powers and denounce ourselves as Nigeria. We start with that and make sure the entire world knows that we do not call ourselves Nigeria anymore. So, Nigeria, we didn't appoint them as Yoruba leader. So we are going back to face our Obas. If you can't do what the will of the people is, they go to exile. And we need those that need to act. Chief Sunday Igboho is the only man I see standing for the Yoruba people at the moment. And Professor Banji Akitoye, Babadada, they are the only people speaking for the Yoruba at the moment. And Igboho alone cannot do it. It needs the youth along as well. So we need to bolster all this talk online, put our foot on ground, start going to school, Yoruba land. We need to wake up our people. Enough of Fulani succeeding our land. We are not in a good relationship with Fulani at the moment. We can't be smiling with them. Give them ultimatum. Let them go back. Thank you very much.
Wow. That is a very, very powerful one from a brother here. Let's go straight to the next caller. Mute background. Hello, Etwa on. Mute background. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Mute it, I think, Bowan in Ule. Tẹ́ bá ń pè ẹ mute tẹ́ fi ń gbọ́ wa nínú ilé ẹ máa confuse ara yín bẹ́ẹ̀. Hello caller.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Hello, Koikimedia.
Go ahead.
I'm
going loud and clear.
Hello,
go ahead. We can hear you.
Oh, good. Mr. Koiki, please, I beg you in the name of God, don't let anybody you. That is number one. Number two, don't let anybody use, words to blackmail you. Now, if you go on X, there are some Yoruba boys. These are guys, KOKORO, they are like 4 or 5 of them like that. They came, these guys saying they are for Yoruba. But unfortunately, these guys, they are APC paid agents that were working for Tinubu and APC under me. Now, they are the one that has been trying all the possible best, that is divert our attention with you, to make us see the Igbos as our enemy. The truth is, Igbos are not our enemy at all. And you see, it doesn't mathematics, growing up was negative, like the enemy of your enemy should be your friend. The friend of your enemy should be your enemy. The friend of your friend is your friend. And the, friend of your enemy, is your enemy. And you want to take calculations in a while. These guys don't mean well for the human foundation of Africa. They are working for their own, they are working for their own money. So, this is your event, okay, that's why people want, you sold your land to them, they bought it with money. Now, okay, that's why people, but you don't want Nigeria. How do we separate ourselves? We don't take out from one Nigeria place. So why are they don't take people? Now, number two, let me tell you, Mr. First, if we don't go down home, our people are already oppressed. They can't stop, they can't do anything. They have been afflicted. There is no way. They just need a leader, somebody that can lead them for that revolution. Our leaders are all Yoruba leaders, all the pastors and do. Look at what is happening in Israel after this. When that Pastor Adeboye, that used to go to Redeem World, that people can't let us go to like take your American and realize our people in business, they can work. Pastor Adeboye, almost say to you, almost a while ago. That is just a thing fine. That thing that will vanish. That thing fine. Fulani Balewa, Fulani fine. People I want criminal, on the judges, who solo go. Israel àti Philadelphia, ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́rìn ìjà ìbò tí ìjọba kan ti tẹ́lẹ̀ àbí kíláàsì ìgbẹ́ ọ, they are fighting for their occupation of their phone. Ó sáré pẹ́ síta, wọ́n give you preparation, we are praying for Israel, they are supporting them. Can you imagine that level of slavery and colonization? And these are the people, Canada is going to say our fathers in the Lord, our children. They are as ignorant as everybody. So, gbogbo àwọn ibi tí Pastor Adeboye yẹn, èmi ti gbogbo àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ èmi làwọn ẹ̀dá àtàwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yẹn, out of the abundance of the ignorance, wọ́n ti máa kọ́ wa tẹ́lẹ̀ náà ti sọ̀rọ̀ fún wa. That is the problem that we are having. You see, the two guys like wọ́n tẹ̀lé pé ọmọ àwọn people dìde ojú òjì àwọn ọ̀gbẹ́. That is the problem that we are having. So, please do get it. You are doing a great and fantastic job. You are doing it. Nigeria, whether they like it or not, however, that guy, I wish he could have somebody that will propose different things, that will be like Samuel. That Samuel, I like that guy. The guy that fire on the people. When people say they can't it's just political rules, just to calm tension down. People need to come out. Why do they come out? Everybody is there. They are suffering. So please, I'm begging you to come. Don't let anybody come. I want that is what they are doing. Fulani our major problem because we don't find out. They will rather kill you and market and take your land, and there's nothing you can do. If you take the case to the police station, the police will rather arrest and hit them. It has always been that the question I want to ask the Nigerian people is saying who gave you the power? What has changed? That is the question for them. What has changed? Yes, their lives are getting more.
Thank you. Well, we've done 3 hours. We have 3 hours with the program. I think I have 2 more calls that have come through. I'm going to return one of the calls, 2 of the caller rather. Charge a device here. Let's see if this caller is still on the other side watching us. All right, they are not, seems to be there. Let's go straight to the next one. It's been a long evening as well. Okay, Jaya, hello, caller. Egbon's okay. I'm going here, Kale. I'm going inside Kale, sir. Etonie.
How many months? How many years?
That is subject to when all Yoruba people are ready. That is subject to subject to when every Yoruba is ready. Subject to when we are ready. That's all. That is subject to when we are ready. If anybody anytime because most any surusa majeke soro. Nigbati 3 years ago, kote to di pe èmi àti olóyè Ìgbòho line wa connect. Mo ti sọ pé ọ̀nà báyìí la fẹ́ gbà. Bí mi ṣe rí. Àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ sọ pé ọ̀nà yẹn kọ́ ló máa ń gbà. A máa ń ṣe ní ọmọlúàbí ni. Nígbà tá tó pàdé olóyè tó bá wa gbé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn sókè, ó fún wa ní 7% ní gbogbo tá ń wá. 3% tó kù, àwọn tó kù tó jẹ́ 3% yẹn, we could have done what needs to be done, and that would have meant that Yoruba nation would have still been. Ọ̀rọ̀ wa ló yẹ kó máa sọ ní United Nations lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ló yẹ kó wà nínú tébù throughout àná títí dàárọ̀ yìí. United Nations General Assembly, Security Council ni mò ń gbọ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ló yẹ kó máa sọ. Brother mi tó pè tán lẹ́ẹ̀kan kó tó di pé lè pè tó ní pé intention ni pé wọ́n tún gbé Tinubu wá láti fi slow down problem yẹn. So question tẹ́ ń béèrè pé ṣọ́dún mẹ́rin ni ṣọ́dún mẹ́ta ni èmi ò lè answer yẹn. When everybody is ready, we will know what to do. Àwọn campaign lọ ni. So ẹ jẹ́ kí n fún yín láyè kẹ́ tó continue tẹ́ fi bá mi sọ mọ́ gbọ́ yín sà.
Ẹ̀bọ̀n kan tó ti ń pé mo gbogbo everything náà lè náà follow náà gbà tí mo wà ní ìjàpọ̀ tó tó ṣe ẹ̀kọ́. Kẹ̀rí ó wà òkè bẹ́ẹ̀. Okay, our youth ìgbà wo ni ká fún àwọn bàbá àti tóyè ní àyè dá.
In what ways?
Bàbá our youth ìgbà wo ni ká fún àwọn bàbá ní àyè dá.
In what? Àyè dàbí ti báwo ẹni sùúrù ẹni àyè fún kí ni kò tí understand.
Àwọn bàbá náà wọ́n fẹ́ lo diplomat tẹ́tù ní gba Yorùbá nation fún wa. Diplomat yẹn ìgbà wo ni ká fún wọn láyè dà kan lo diplomat yẹn dà. Torí àmọ̀ pé diplomat yẹn ò lè wọ́ọ̀kì yẹn.
But ẹni sùúrù ọ̀rọ̀ ẹni sùúrù àwọn ṣe violent lórí bíbá gbogbo ẹnu pé ọ̀pá politician ẹni tó bá fẹ́ pa politician lè lọ àwọn ọ̀sán yẹn ní bíbá. Tí àsìkò bá tó àti ọmọ apá politician nù àbá nípa politician nù tásìkò bá tó kò yẹ yín nísìn gbogbo wa máa mọ tó yẹ ká ṣe. Ẹ ní láti ṣe máa wá sórí social media ká máa ní ẹ erígbà tá a bá pa politician lè fẹ́ pa. A ní láti pa politician tá a bá mọ tó yẹ ká ṣe lálẹ́ Yorùbá nation máa jáde. Ẹni bàbá kí tó yóò ní sọ gbogbo tèmi ń sọ ẹ má expect bàbá kó jáde kó máa sọ̀rọ̀ èmi ń sọ̀rọ̀ as an independent media ni. Ètèmi dẹ́ sọ kò sẹ́ni kankan tó lè mú mi sí. fact ni mo sọ fún yín ìyàwó sọ pé violent là ń ṣe ní bíbà but everybody tó bá ní làákàyè tó ní ọgbọ́n inú tí a dẹ̀ ń sọ fún pé ìrìn àjò yìí o ìrìn àjò tí kò lọ́jọ́ ni but tá a bá fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ọjọ́ yẹn kó súnmọ́ ṣèbí wọ́n ti ní mo sọ̀rọ̀ tutututututu ṣèbí nǹkan tó ń sọ nìyẹn àbí so mo dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ tutututu mọ́ nísìn nígbà tí mo sọ fún wa pé ká má ṣe election ká stop election tó bá yẹ pé a ti stop election yẹn ni ọ̀rọ̀ wa lọ́mọ máa sọ nísìn ní United Nations General Assembly nínú United Nations General Assembly yẹn nísìn ṣe mọ̀ pé bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí nísìn wọ́n ì tí lè pass any resolution kankan nítorí pé wọ́n ń lo veto power bí America ṣe ń lò ní Russia ń lò bí Russia ṣe ń lò ní China ń lò bí China ṣe ń lò ní UK àti US ń lò wọ́n ń fi agbára ranra wọn ní United Nations when humanity is dying so táwa náà bá ti ready we will do what we need to do bí àṣà mọ́mí mi ṣe sọ ní bíbá ìyá mi mọ́jí wọ́n ní when you people are ready you will come out when you come out Baba Akintoye will not tell you not to act Baba Akintoye mama sọ pé diplomacy ni which is the right thing to say you want Baba Akintoye to come out and be telling you ẹ máa dàrú ni ṣáà Baba Akintoye náà nígbà tí wọn ẹ lọ bí bàbá yẹn máa ń sọ nígbà tí wọn kọ́ ni wọ́n ṣe gbogbo ọ̀nà wẹ̀tẹ̀ àbí nǹkan kan ṣé nígbà yẹn ta ló sọ fún Baba Akintoye pé kọ́ máa ṣe wẹ̀tẹ̀ ẹ ti understand nísìn so ẹ má yẹ ká máa wá fún lára wa tá a bá ti wá gbogbo pé a máa pààyàn yẹn ẹ nídìí láti sọ gbogbo yẹn ìtẹ̀ bá fẹ́ ṣe lẹ́yìn fúnra ara yín ẹ lè ṣe mò ń gbọ́ yín. So a ní láti máa wá fi gbogbo a máa ṣe kinní kan mọ́ a nídìí yẹn a ti sọ yẹn ní 3 years ago nígbà tá a bá bọ́ sórí M1 everybody go know wetin go happen tí bọ́ sórí M1 a ṣe wà lórí A40 lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ traffic dẹ̀ wà lórí A40 àdèmọ̀gbà tí traffic yẹn máa tán so ìgbìyàn kan wá kí lẹ fi lọ pa politician ní láti pa politician tá a bá réyàn 1 million tó bá jáde sójú títì nísìn gbogbo tá à ń sọ ó máa lójútùú bẹ́ẹ̀ tí fẹ́ jáde because ebi ò tí ì pa yín èdè mi ti jẹ iṣu tí mo jẹ nísìn ló ṣì wà níkùn mi wọ́n tún bẹ̀ mí pé kí wọ́n jẹ talẹ́ nísìn mo tún ní kó ṣe sùúrù díẹ̀ so ebi ò tí ì pa gbogbo wa tébi bá pa wá àyà sí títì ẹmí tinúlé ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Kọ́ládé ẹmí ò ti tinúlé tẹ fi ń gbọ́ mi ẹ̀yin lẹ́ ń confuse ara yín ẹ ń gbọ́ tinúlé ẹ tún gbọ́ ti orí fóònù ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ mute tinúlé tẹ bá ti ń pè wá èmi náà wo ra mi báyìí mo mute ẹ so when you are calling ẹ bá wa mute tinúlé that's the only way we can hear you so ó dà ń pẹ́ ẹnìkan náà dẹ̀ ní the last person jẹ́ ń pè Mr. Razak tabashiwa ram you know àìtí ready as far as I'm concerned kí ni ẹ̀gbọ́n mi market master sọ wọ́n ní the Yoruba people never wanted to be in Nigeria contraction and we still don't want it we don't want to be in Nigeria but yet we are à ń fi sentiment sí gbogbo wa là ń fi sentiment sí ẹ̀ ń fi sentiment Tinubu kí ni kàn wá pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu àti test the ground gan sef àgbẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ test the ground Tinubu fúnra rẹ̀ gan sef who is Tinubu a gbọ́dọ̀ test the ground ọ̀run yabọ̀ ni so but the problem is ẹ fẹ́ mú gbogbo ẹ̀ papọ̀ àwa kan náà la fi bá àwọn Biafra àfi bá wọn jà àwa kan náà la fi kúrò ní Nàìjíríà àwa kan náà la fi fẹ́ dúró sínú Nàìjíríà what do we want kí la fẹ́ gangan and if not I'm a di political Yoruba political analyst ìtẹ̀fẹ́ ká máa ṣe nìyẹn there's nothing wrong in that a máa fún yín ní gbogbo tips in tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n pààyàn nísìn mo ti rí àwọn mídíà mi tó ti ń fún mi ní signal ọ̀fẹ́ ṣe program fún ìwé eléré gọ́vnà ń gba 500 million naira àárín kankan ṣe sí tó bá jẹ́ pé a serious ni ẹnu ọ̀nà gọ́vnà ní gbogbo máa lọ dúró sí mọ́tò kankan jáde nínú bẹ̀ mọ́tò kankan wọlé in tó bá fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ ní kó ṣẹlẹ̀ but ẹ̀ ń wẹ́n tó máa fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ àbí so that kẹ́ lè máa cut ibẹ̀ yẹn ìyẹn lẹ fẹ́ máa cut ẹ fẹ́ kẹ́mi máa sọ̀rọ̀ kẹ́ máa cut yẹn ìyẹn lẹ ń wá àbí ẹ máa dúró mo sọ fún yín pé tẹ́yìn bá ti ṣe tán 72 hours èmi àti yín lájọ máa wà nísàlẹ̀ it's as simple as that but the question is what everybody wants is ẹ̀ ń wẹ́n tó máa fi sweet talk èmi ò dẹ̀ ní sweet talk mo fi fún anybody because I have put myself in the line of duty and mo mọ tí mo gbé dání èmi mọ tẹ́nibọ̀dì gbé dání ìtẹ́mi gbé dání nìkan lè mímọ̀ èyí tí bàbá Akíntóyè gbé dání mo mọ̀ èyí tí Ìgbòho gbé dání mo mọ̀ but àwọn méjèèjì yẹn ó ní bí a ṣe máa ṣe You want Baba Akintoye to be coming out and be saying, Baba Akintoye, kó wá ṣe live video. Ẹ̀yin kò mọ Yorùbá yẹ bọ́ sí títì. Àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́. Ẹ̀ńdúró kí Ìgbòho wá sọ pé ká bọ́ sí títì. Gbogbo wa ni Ìgbòho, gbogbo wa ni Baba Akintoye. Nígbà tó bá ń rúgbó, àwọn tó jẹ́ kó máa ṣe diplomacy, a máa pariwo diplomacy. Àwọn tí kò yẹ ká ṣe diplomacy, a máa bá ṣe lọ. And if that is not the case, then a máa ṣe political analysis tá à ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́, which is the Yoruba nation, a máa ṣàlàyé fúnra wa. But for me, nobody can change the narrative. Bafebako, we can put a stop to it through pressure cooker with negotiation. Nobody's coming anywhere. The West is not ready to allow Nigeria to be dismantled. So, ẹni tó send the message sí wa àìdè pé mo fẹ́ lọ ka message yẹn lẹ́ǹkan tá a ṣe analysis ẹ̀ bọ́lọ́wà. Ó ti refreshing pé so ẹni tí ó send message yẹn kákọ̀ tún sáré brief rẹ̀ àti sọ̀rọ̀ púpọ̀ lórí ti Biafra yẹn, so I'm gonna move swiftly. Ó ní àwa Yorùbá, with Yorubas who are benefiting from Nigeria holding the Yoruba nation hostage, the Biafra are well planned on all fronts. Biafra are even boldly laying claim to 1/4 of Ondo State and half of Kogi State. Gbogbo yẹn can be resolved. Tó bá yẹ pé lótìtọ́ ni, there's no doubt about it. Shame on all of us, 60 million. Same shame has started just as during the slave trade. It took the morals of the white, Oyibo people, I'm saying you like your language, buying the slaves to stop slave trade. Biafra has stated when independent, all Nigerian citizens living in Biafra will be granted automatic citizenship. One Yoruba will not do that. So I don't see any problem in that. Then Lori Tinubu, one Aláàfin sọ pé Tinubu, where to be the president? Ó máa dàbí president, the clerk of South Africa, láti dismantle the problem that is called Nigeria. Ìyẹn la fi ṣàkọlé ètò. Ṣé Tinubu lè dismantle Nigeria? I don't think we were able to see a resolution to that. So I don't think everybody agree that Tinubu will dismantle Nigeria. Mo rò pé èèyàn kan sọ pé Tinubu lè dismantle Nigeria. N tí mo kàn gbọ́ ni pé kò lè ṣe. Bí àwọn kan wá lè sọ pé ó lè ṣe, I will leave that to you, gbogbo àná làjọ ń wo calm down by. Then the same thing pé Ọọ̀ni of Ife Ọ̀jájá the second kábíyèsí wọ́n ní kí Tinubu set up the dismantle of Nigeria, a 18-month plan. This is just somebody giving his own advice, so it's not literally coming from Yoruba nation, leaders or whatever. You can send the list as an email. So I just thought, we put it out there, and you can also send yours and read it out if we have the time. So Toba Rishi, he will be the best Yoruba man, but Tinubu is working for the West. So new Yoruba government must learn from the former governor Fashola. Okay, lesson about defending the potential Yoruba borders. Two-party state forever in Yoruba land. Yoruba kings should veto in the House of Kings. So anyway, I got to go now because it's 3 hours and I've gone past my normal time. When you see us again. Thank you so much, everyone that have joined the program throughout. I think we should play the anthem. So, what do you want? Well, I'm going to finish in a minute. Okay, bye-bye. Please. So I'm a play anthem. So kale pari ètò yìí.
Ọlọ́run ni mo ṣe wẹ̀ fún èèyàn. Gbogbo nǹkan tó lọ fún bàbá mi láì bàbá mi ò tí ì fi ọ̀ǹda mẹ́sàn-án fún mi ń bẹ̀. Ó kọ̀ lójú tí bàbá mi lọ. Gbogbo Adébọ́lá bàbá mi. Ojú ò ní mọ́ ọmọ dàkọ̀ mí nìkan. Láì dàkẹ́ sọ dáadáa. Bàtí kẹ́ sọ burúkú ẹ̀ lábọ̀ gan. Omi Ọlọ́run fún. Bí ìgbà sì kú ìgbà tí èyí ṣe.
Bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn. Ó yá Tinubu wọn náà gbóhùn sókè.
Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ epo.
Wọ́n ti ní kẹ́ fọkànbalẹ̀ sọ ẹ fọkànbalẹ̀ ó yá ẹlẹ́nu.
Wọ́n ní pé ènìyàn ṣe bí ọlọ́run ọba wọ́n ní kò lè pọ̀ sí i àmọ́ wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ bàbá bá mi ṣe wọ́n ní kí ló sí àwọn pé kò lè pọ̀ sí i wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ bàbá bá mi ṣe wọ́n ní kò sáré lọ wọ́n ní pé ènìyàn ṣe bí ọlọ́run ọba wọ́n ní kò lè pọ̀ sí i.
Mo ní ẹ̀gbọ́n mi triple RS.
Bàbá mi ṣe wọ́n ní bí ó ṣe àwọn ìpè kò lè pọ̀ sí i. Wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ bàbá bá mi ṣe wọ́n ní kò sáré lọ.
Ọlọ́run bá ń dúró ti olóyè Ìgbòho kọ́lọ́run wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. And on that note, àníri jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ lórí ètò tiwa. Ó tún di ìgbà tá a bá tún rí KOIKIMEDIA. Enjoy the rest of the day. Mo kí yín gbogbo yín, mo kí ọmọdé, mo kí àgbàlagbà, mo kí gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. It is AY King, mo kí ẹ ń bẹ̀, mo kí gbogbo àwọn KOIKIMEDIA team, mo kí ẹ̀yin girama, gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa. Ẹni tó bá tún wò náà, ẹ bá wa pín sí ibi tó yẹ kó pín sí. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin platforms káàkiri. KOIKIMEDIA, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Orun ayọ̀ la máa sùn. Bye for now. Ọbẹ̀ Elédùmarè á wà pẹ̀lú wa. What God cannot do does not exist. Yoruba nation, inshallah. Yoruba nation, Ashedumare. Yoruba nation, in Jesus' name. And on that note, bye for now. This is Muriembe. Mukia to bring Lomo. Mukia Bakito Yelen Kansi. Ati. Gbọ́ àti bẹ̀rù ṣiṣẹ́ ọ̀kan kẹjẹ Ọmọdédéwà bọ́ sí ipò ìwọ ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ adúláwọ̀. Pé iṣẹ́ tá a gbé dání, it takes a lot of sùúrù. Kọ́lọ́n tó bọ̀ fún mi ní sùúrù gẹ̀. Ẹ ṣé gan ni gbogbo wa. Thank you so much, all our listeners on the Twitter space. We appreciate you as well. And on that note, a very, very good night. Bye for now. Kọ́mẹ́ntì tẹ́ sùn lọ rẹpẹtẹ níbí báyìí, ẹ má bínú. Mo kí ẹ láti Badagry, mo kí Mr. Iyami Idris Abimbola, Kasale Abiodun, mo kí Isa, Shamsude, mo kí Mr. Adekunle Junior, Mr. Gbenga, mo kí gbogbo yín. Ẹ má bínú pé late, mo ṣe ń rí àwọn kọ́mẹ́ntì ẹni. Apologies. Mo kí grandma, èèyàn kan béèrè pé irú fáyà wo lélẹ̀? Fáyà tó ń jó wọn Nàìjíríà ni. Fáyà tó